right, Chef and Arashi. It was match number 1, TLID collecting their first ticket to the upper bracket finals, increasing their odds to grand finals, increasing their odds to M6 as well. But now, RRQ and Geek, it's technically Chefin taking on Arash.
Oh, you're right.
What do you mean you're right? You haven't realized that until now?
I'm too focused on the game. How exciting it's gonna be. I forgot about the personal beef we have here. I mean, technically we're dressed for the occasion as well. What is this? Black and red?
It's
Missing
for
a bit
the
of
funeral.
white. Oh, whoa. What,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Funeral of one of the teams that's gonna go home today. Well, not really go home.
Go
right?
home?
Yeah, they're gonna go to the lower bracket, but enough of that. But RRQ versus Geek Fam, man, from the looks of it in the regular season, it's really not looking good for Geek Fam overall. And if we take a look at the performance yesterday, there's a lot of questions to how they will be able to win it out against one of the most disciplined team in the whole entire Indonesia.
Disciplined and also flexible, and more importantly, unforgiving in the drafting phase, dude. KSQ and NMM have been crazy at finding just solutions to the problems that all these teams have been hurling straight at RRQ. And that's a lot of question that people were concerned about, especially for Geek Fam. They're able to beat Fnatic Onyx, but they were only using essentially one single strategy that they can execute really, really well. But what will they do if that strategy gets taken away from them? That is a question that Geek Fam will have to answer today.
And this is just panning it out, right? Because Skylar right now is also sitting at a 100% win rate on the ton. So if they actually want to use the the same way Geek Fam took down Onyx, then what's gonna be the answer for Geek Fam? Thankfully, they have one of the best, roamer in Indonesia in Peloisky. Now, what do you think? This is gonna be an interesting matchup, right? Because Edok right now is the first team MPL for roamer.
Yeah,
Peloisky is considered as usually top 2 roamer in Indonesia.
It is going to be very interesting. And again, Edok, a very great addition to the RRQ lineup. RRQ, you mentioned this already. Arashi, Chefin, very disciplined, very structured. What defeats structure? Chaos. Right? When a red light and a car is just going 120 speed, that's chaos right there. So I believe Geek Fam, they should bring that chaos in this series, especially it's a best of 5. RRQ, if they're not used to it, they're gonna fall.
That's a very fair point, Goni. Chaos certainly sometimes catches RRQ off guard, but from the looks of it, even in the most brutal of team fights, RRQ as a team overall are still willing to trade blows with some of the best skirmishers in the game right now. So yeah, they have to try to catch RRQ off guard, but they have to be careful of the response afterwards too. I don't think they're like the best brawling team in the MPLID, but individually, right? They're able to actually bring the aggression from every single position, right? The EXP lane is aggressive, the roaming, the mid, the gold lane. We've seen them really pop up on multiple different roles, and that is something that Geek Fam will have to try and figure out. What's the idea here? Do we want to get winning lanes, right? Do we want to bank on the late game team fights the same way they did against Fnatic Onyx? Especially because now, they've already shown it yesterday. RRQ had time to kind of adjust, to kind of plan out how to deal with this.
Oh, but first of all, let's just... I want to address the elephant in the room, but apparently we have to throw it to our panelists for a more in-depth, conversations out there for Geek Fam and also RRQ. Take it away, Eterna.
Thank you, casters. Thank you, Chefin, as well as Goni and Arashi. We'll circle back to you later on for game number 1. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the English panel with me, Eterna, as your desk host, alongside with our 2 analysts here on the panel. We have Kolios as well as Realize once again to bring you the in-depth detail of this next upcoming match. Another upper bracket match, by the way, between both of these teams. We've seen Geek Fam and their potential in the play-ins, but now it's the debut for RRQ in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Wow.
The battle between the kings
versus
versus
players.
the king slayers.
Are
Are
they
they still
coming?
gonna live with the title? That's the question, right? Because it's been a long time coming since we've seen RRQ. I mean, it's been a year basically. Not a year, but one season. And so far, I feel like the notion that Geek Fam has been able to become the kryptonite of RRQ stands very strong. They were able to take down RRQ twice in Season 12, Season 11, same story. But now, in season 13, and then now in season 14, it feels like the Kings of Kings, RRQ, they're able to fight back. And Geek Fam, they no longer are the kryptonites of RRQ.
I thought so because from the last regular season, the score is 2-0 and 2-1, right?
Yeah.
The winner is Araki Hoshi, so that's why. Yesterday, the Geek Fam already proved that they live with the winning from the regular season. They beat the Fnatic Onyx by 3-2, and now they're gonna meet the other king.
So honestly, patterns still stay the same, right? And if patterns tell us anything, then it should be RRQ's match today. But let's take a look at the quote coming from Beloyski here. What needs to be watched out for against RRQ is their chemistry and the way they create space for Skylar. Actually, Skylar is the hardest to stop, but we will try to limit Skylar's movements. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit more. Skylar, he thinks that Skylar is the anchor. Let's throw it over to you, Colius. Do you think that Skylar is the main anchor for RRQ?
Throughout all the gold laner in all of the teams who plays on the playoff, I agree with that Skylar is really the anchor, really the carrier of the RRQ. Even though they have Sujin, who plays very good, but the Skylar centric is still on RRQ.
Yeah, I feel like when you talk about scary gold laners in the early game, oppressive gold laners, you don't talk about Skylar. You talk about Aaron Shiki, you talk about Aman, but Skylar is that backbone of the team in which you will always see him mostly play in the weak side, but he will farm up onto the late game, and then he becomes the menace. He becomes the ultra carry of RRQ. But now, in these times, I feel like it hasn't been that much of dependence towards Skylar anymore, because now you have players like Sutsujin, you now have players like Rins, like Edok even, the roamer, and then you have Dyron as well, who can activate Skylar or maybe be in place of Skylar when Skylar is having a bad game.
By the way, look at his stats. Mr. Banglair here, #1 in the gold lane, #1 DPM in the gold lane, #1 total assist in the gold lane. And I think he's #2 in total kills in the gold lane. Who did you guys vote for? I know this is confidential, but may I know who you voted for first team gold lane?
First team gold lane? Yeah, I went for Skylar.
Skylar. What about you, Colius?
Yep, same. Me with
Skylar,
Skylar.
right?
Yeah.
Wow,
That's why it's fit with the achievement that he got.
Oh man, but ladies and gentlemen,
Do you
it's
hear
going
that?
to be a challenge to panel this series, honestly, because, man, the kingdom has just walked into the building. And I'm wondering whether or not you can hear it from wherever you guys are at home, because they are here to support their team. Always the kingdom, never disappoints. But on the other side, when we're talking about anchors of the team,
BBB.
exactly. For Geek Fam, it has got to be BBB. Let's elaborate on that a little bit more.
BBB, Big Brain Beloy, like how he is. I feel like this guy is more than just an anchor. This guy is the whole, how would you call it? This guy keeps Geek Fam together. He innovates things that always will benefit Geek Fam. I feel like that was the first time we saw Gatot Kacha in the hands of Beloyski was against RRQ in like the second half of the season. But now we take a look at the Kingdom. I feel like as a caster, it's a privilege to cast games when the Kingdom is there.
It always is.
I've been here for now 2 seasons. Last season I didn't get to really cast them, but now I can feel the energy that the Kingdom is like resonating. It's insane.
They've never disappointed. They've never disappointed. Not
I
before,
really love
not
the
now, not
hype.
ever. Exactly, the hype is insane. They are shaking El Dorado Bandung right now. And you guys have got to come over to the venue once again. You know, feel the energy in person because it's electric and it's a different feeling when you're actually there present. But yeah, circling back onto Beloy. Colius, do you have anything to add?
If you're talking about anchor, he is the really anchor. Because he's the brain. He's like the shot caller who can stop the teammates if it's going too far away. But yesterday, we already seen that even though that Beloy create a lot of moment, but Vincent cannot execute it very well using the retribution. That's why Beloy have a lot of jobs to do for today.
Yeah, I think when Sheffin wanted to throw it over to us earlier, he was speaking about the elephant in the room. Maybe that's what he meant, Vincent, and his retribution. Meanwhile, from the side of RQ, Sutsujin has just been the whole package. And from your statement, Colliers, earlier on, when you still think that RQ is Skylar-centric, I have to disagree with that.
Because they have to do right now.
Exactly. With Sutsujin coming into the fray, it seems like it's a different RQ. They're not 100% reliant. There's more dimensions to their gameplay. What do you think about that?
Yeah, for sure. Sutsujin is very good jungler. He can carry the RQ team, but on the middle to late game, especially on the crucial moment, Skylar is always the one who carry the team. That's why I think that Skylar-centric is still on RQ Hoshi, but it's better now because it have a lot of versatility.
Yeah, backup
between
plan.
the players. Yeah.
They have backup plans right now, but we take a look at the guy,
Tadera.
big man in your screen. It is Tadera. A tribute to his roots in Madura, if I'm not mistaken. And this guy was huge yesterday against Fnatic Onyx. He was the one holding here with the Natan, just clearing out the lords, clearing out the waves. And he was the one who got the lord for Geekfam in game number 5 when literally Vincent was not hitting his retreat. Chitera was there. And the fact that Geekfam was able to get that one lord against our Fnatic Onyx 7 lords and they ended the game right there is so insane to me.
Realize it's okay. Calm down.
I know.
I know that was a loss for Fnatic Onyx, but it's okay.
I have to pull it
Take a
back.
deep breath. Exhale. Okay. But yeah, I feel for that. I feel for that because Fnatic Onyx held on for so long.
That's true.
And the moment that Tadera was able to get that lord, it was GG for Fnatic Onyx.
Yeah.
Now, this actually circles back to a big question that Geekfam needs to answer. If the Natan is banned out, if the Yve is taken away,
Yeah.
what else do they have in the tank against a team dominating in the regular season up until this point, like RRQ?
Not only that, right? What about the Suyo? What if the Suyo is taken out? What if the Alpha is taken out? What will Vincent play? That's the question. They have been receiving a lot of scrutiny as well for their lack of hero pool. But I feel like when we talk about the Natan, for Chadera, we have seen him most of the times with the Claude, with the Moskov. Yesterday, they were so reluctant to keep on picking the Moskov for themselves when they could have gone for something else. So I feel like that backup plan is still there for Geekfam.
Yeah, that's why I think because yesterday they are abusing.
They were
Nathan.
abusing Natan.
The power of the high ground defensive from Nathan.
Yeah.
For today, I think RRQ already see the match, and then they will not let Nathan be used by Tadera.
Yeah.
Especially if he's not picking Nathan until the second banning phase.
Here's the thing, right? Because Skyler also plays Natan a lot.
Or
This
yeah,
guy
they
is
can take
also
it.
signature. This guy also is a signature Natan user. So I feel like it's either going to be banned by RRQ or they will contest this. Because Natan, I think, provides so much value in your team. It gives you some sort of insurance in the late game. Also, talk about the nasty high ground defense that you can pull off with the Natan. So this will be contested, I feel like.
That's the Natan.
Yeah.
Even though a boy still have Varamis as his favorite
Varamis,
hero,
yeah.
but I think Varamis cannot do the job to defend the high ground very well, like Eve.
Yeah.
That's why they need to think about if they want to play very defensively, what kind of synergy, what kind of heroes that they want to use.
The Eve is also a trademark of a boys. I feel like this guy was, was pretty good with the Eve, but we didn't see any much of a flashy play that he made because in regular season, I feel like this guy is a top 3 mid laner in the league. But in the playoffs, I feel like he hasn't been able to, unlock the full potential of himself in
Not yet.
playoffs. So I feel like hopefully he can tap into that power that he really has.
We saw a glimpse of that yesterday, honestly, when he was given the Faramis. It was a signature pick, and I believe that he won on the Faramis as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Geek Fam, they're a team full of comfortable and signature picks. And then again, this goes back to Beloyski. We saw in the stats earlier on, if you guys took a look at the pick and ban heroes, Helkert. Is this a hero that still needs to be respected away from Geek?
For current meta, I think it's gonna be hard for Helker to be shine in the game. That's why, but Beloyski Helker have a unique gameplay.
Yeah.
Because he can just do the split push, flank and wait on the bush until like the backline is coming
Yeah.
to join in the team fight. That's what they are afraid of. But if they want to use like a lot of sustainability heroes or even the fighter jungler, I think like letting Hellcat loose,
Yeah.
maybe it's a good option.
Wait a second though. Which team has the highest chance to? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, let's see what you guys think.
Wait.
For Indonesia, specifically for the M series, who will represent Indo? It looks like. Okay. That's a lot for RRQ.
Yeah.
81%.
81%.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, how much
Stefan
percent is Bigatron?
TLID.
How much percent is Bigatron?
Uh,
Can't
Five?
see, it's
I-
kinda
Big
small.
Fam is
I'm a little
2,
blind,
only
honestly.
2%.
Wait, Bigatron is 5?
5.
That's 5 of Mirko's account voting for Bigatron.
and then he also brought his friend over as well.
Yeah,
Ferdy.
Ferdy. W Ferdy.
Ferdy, come on. Think for yourself, bro.
Wow. We will see are the power of manifestation from the audience.
power
Are
of
gonna make
manifestation.
RRQ got the M6 ticket.
Top 2 was RQ and TLID, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know there was like a big gap, but the kingdom, bro. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's a kingdom.
This is
A
also
lot
another
of
gap.
kingdoms here.
This is an external factor that we have to take account as well, because the support from the fans, from the kingdom in the building in Bandung is so immense. I mean, look at this building. It's going to explode soon, I guess, because of the chanting and the singing of the kingdom. So yeah, that's also going to be their 6th man. Because usually you talk about 5 players playing in the stage, there is 6 players now. There are 6 players now, and that 6th player is the kingdom.
I agree. When you're playing on a stage
Yeah.
where your enemy, your opponent, is being chanted for,
Wow.
it does take a toll.
Yeah.
Pressure is
It
on.
does take a toll. Like we've
Yeah.
interviewed a few players, and they have mentioned that they try their best not to let it affect them, but it does. It does.
That's effective.
I mean, I also talked with Aaron Chiki backstage, right? A few things. I asked him, how did it feel playing your first playoff? He said that, yeah, I was kind of shaking the first few matches because of the crowd and the energy that came from the Bigatroopers. And I think it affects even from rookies up to the most seasoned players. But I think the Kingdom, they're just different. Look at this.
Because they have chance, they always come together and like supporting together.
Yeah.
Like they are from the kingdom from Bandung, if I'm not wrong, and then some of them are like come from the other town or the other cities.
Man, like luckily Arashi's working today.
Yeah.
If
Or
not,
he'd be the last time. Did you see what happened?
Yeah. Arashi Hoshi.
what?
Did you see what happened? So there was an RQ match. I think it was one of the last matches that
Yeah.
RQ played in the regular season. And he wasn't casting that day. So we decided to come though to still support RQ. And we caught on camera him jumping up and down, his belly flying everywhere. Very representative of the kingdom, by the way. And now he's working. We're not going to see his belly, but
No.
we are seeing his new suit. You
Yeah.
guys noticed
His mango suit.
his
mango suit.
He made that specifically for RRQ. So
So every
shout
time
outs
he
to
casts on
Arashi.
RRQ match, he's gonna use
Yeah.
that.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Hopefully we'll see.
But ladies and gentlemen, the match is about to begin. The upper brackets, one step away of getting to the upper bracket finals. Let's take a look at the official team lineup from RRQ. We have Dairon, Sutsujin, Rins, Idok, as well as Skylar, one of the last remaining kings that have not been slain by the Kingslayers themselves. Because yesterday, we saw the sky fall, but will the kingdom retain itself in their glory? And on the flip side, from the side of Geek Fam, we have Veldora, Vincent, Aboy, Poloisky, as well as Chadera.
The kingdom finally built upon again after crumbling into ashes. They have laid the foundation, and in front of them stands tall the community, the Geek Fam players looking to yet again slay another king. Yesterday it was the Sky Kings. Today might be the Kings of Kings. But the kingdom, they seek to fight back. On the left side, it is Rex Regum Kayon. And their opponents, of course, the villains, the Fams. Geek Fam!
Don't forget about the coach, Last season, Cascade with Bigatron, he didn't make it until he got the MPL trophy. But now, with different team, who brings RRQ Hoshi the title of the champion of the regular season. And now, the challenge is for the playoff. And of course, don't forget the NMM, who was
Yes.
in Geek Fam before, and he's gonna meet his ex-team, Love Z.
Yeah.
With his old friend, are they gonna win this match?
Wait, this is going to be interesting because Keskyun and NMM just won the coaching staff of the season. So these guys know what they're doing. These guys are the best in the business. And it is actually very, very insane how you saw the growth of Keskyun. He was coaching Pajajaran Esports back in Liga Nasional, if I'm mistaken, and now he's up there in MPL alongside Megatron previously, and now with RRQ looking to enter his first ever MX series.
Exactly, exactly. Debut at MPL, 2 times in a row, seasons back to back, at least top 2 regular season.
Yeah.
We'll see how they fare here in the playoffs. If RRQ make it to top 2 too, well,
Wow.
you guys can, figure it out yourselves, right? Very self-explanatory.
Yeah, it is.
Because I think if you got the title of the champion of regular season, I think Cascade will not feel it's enough. If RQ got the M6 ticket and win this MPL season 14,
Yeah.
that might be. Because our Alpha is not the team for Cascade.
That could be the case.
That's
because
true.
sometimes if you want to strategize to the maximum, but when your team is not really working into it as well, when the players are maybe having their own issues, that could be the case. I'm not saying that Bigatron, their players are subpar, but I feel like it's always a matter of, what works and what doesn't work. And it seems like RQ and Keskyut are a perfect match. Meanwhile, for Geek Fam with Lovesy, they have been very, very solid. But yesterday, I feel like number one, a few egoistical drafts coming in from Geek Fam that has been eating them up from the inside. And number two is, of course, the individual plays that has been a moment of question.
And now let's take a look at the keys to victory by the Samsung Galaxy S14 FE for RRQ.
No Nathan, Eve, no party for Geek. And Sonic and pressing Vincent in objective contest. I think, for Nathan and Eve, they've been abusing it yesterday.
Yeah.
And of course, Sonic and pressure Vincent like what key boys do. Yesterday is already good option or good decision. That's why our RQ can do it since they have Edok, they have Rinse on the mid lane.
Yeah.
But let's take a look for Geek Fam. What are their keys to victory?
Yeah, of course, dominating the early game. Don't rely solely on late game tactics. And of course, bring back Veloy's assassins of Cheese, Rover, Heroes, and of course, the last one, screening Dyron's movements. And that is very important as well because Dyron is also the playmaker of RRQ. And number two is, of course, Beloyski's signature picks. Fnatic Onyx yesterday respected the Hellcrit. They did not want it to let go. But I don't know about RRQ. Will they let it go? I feel like they still will respect the Hellcrit. But there's a lot of options. We saw the Natalia. We saw maybe the Hellcrit, if it is free, Beloyski will be able to play it. So Beloyski, with this X factor, with this unconventionalism that he has, might be the key to victory for Geek Fam.
That's always been the idea, right? That's always been the idea. And we didn't see, well, I guess we did see it with the Gatot in the roaming position, but up until this point in the playoffs, we haven't really seen them utilize that to their advantage.
Yeah, they haven't been. I feel like they were playing so safe, I would say. They weren't really able to explore their comfort zone.
Yeah, even some of the audience think that Geek Fam on the playoff is lack of tactics. That's why they need to prove it right now against RRQ, who plays very disciplinedly.
Yeah, and that the first key to victory, of course, was that do not rely on late game tactics. That is true because yesterday they had to defend their base for 2 consecutive times in Game 3 and Game 5. They were playing base defense. In the late game, they were just waiting in the base, waiting for the Natan to pop off, Chidera to clear out the waves, clear out the Lord, and that might work against Fnatic Onyx, but RQ is different. It's a different beast.
I agree. The way they won yesterday, I honestly have to admit, it was a little dirty
Yeah.
for me, right? It was a little dirty.
Dirty.
So now, up against RRQ, they will be on red side. And being on red side means that they do have last pick. Is there a potential possibility that we might be getting a surprise Beloy pick?
I hope so. Please,
Last
Can be.
please bring out the Saber.
Oh no, that's
If they want to play the early games at level 4, Saber can punish anyone, but now we gonna see.
why are you accommodating this? Like, realize.
I have to. We have
All right.
to.
Drafting phase, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 in this best of 5 presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE RRQ. Still, Helcurt respect, Hylos, Phoveus, Geek go for the chip. The Suyo and the Matilda RRQ pick up an early Jushin.
Yeah, the Zeusen left open. But the Eve as well is still available for a boy, so I think they will pick it up right here because the Eve, you would expect the Eve to give out that poke and that range.
Yep. And Vincent might be can pick Alpha on the first priority for Geek Fam. But oh, Nolan! So they gonna play the Assassin game.
Blind pick Nolan. Oh, they will go for the Gatot Kacha instead of the Eve. So that is very interesting. They might still be able to have other alternatives against the Zeusen, maybe the Aurora, maybe the Luo Yi even, but they want to see what RRQ is cooking in that lab.
I wonder what's the idea behind this Nolan, right? Because yesterday we also mentioned that assassins aren't necessarily Vincent's style.
Yeah, but I feel like Nolan is one of his strongest assassins. We
Okay.
talked about Ling, we talked about other assassins, but this Nolan is still able to be utilized at its maximum. Maybe it's going to be kind of like a dive composition because you have a Gato Kasha now.
But remember, Alpha's still open.
Vanny is still open.
Oh, you're right.
But they prefer to choose Ling now.
Let's go.
So it's gonna be the battle of Assassin. And when I saw this drop, like Gatot Kacha against Zuxin, is it can make it work? Because the Lantern Flare will always annoy Gatot Kacha when he's like in front of the team fights.
Yeah, and they also pick up the Edith, which means this kind of denies Geek Fam from Phoveus, because Veldora was donning that Phoveus yesterday, and this Edith is a deny pick towards that Phoveus, and it can also peel for the backline. It's either going to be focused on Gatot or Nolan, but they will pick up the Eve
Once
in
again.
their last pick in the first phase.
Are they relying back on this? Or is it going to be a different strategy?
Yesterday it might be worse, but now there is Ling.
There's Ling.
So if they will pick a lot of background heroes, I think Ling can be smiling at the early game because he can aim a lot of target like for Eve or maybe Nathan if they don't want if they want to use it and not getting banned by RRQ.
Yeah, I thought a boy was gonna pick up the Faramis against the Ling. We saw the matchup last match, Bigatron against Team Liquid, but of course Fabian is Fabian. It's just a different beast, but. I think the Eve will still be able to at least match Zeusen in the lane, but against Ling, this is where it gets very scary. The Ling can dive the Eve.
I mean, technically, RQ can pick up the Faramis too, right? If they ban out the Valentina. Oh, wait.
No, they have Zeusen already.
Oh, wait, yeah, they have the Jushin.
Yeah.
You're right.
With Zeus,
So,
I think it's gonna be
Hilda
on mid
ban.
lane. Yeah, he needs. Edith is still flex.
Yeah,
He
flex.
can go to the XP lane or even the roam, but I can't wait to see what kind of hero that will Skylar use on this game because facing again Eve, Gatot Kacha, Cloud is the best option right now if it's not getting banned by Geek Fam.
Do you think a Natan contest might come to play here?
Yeah, there might be a Natan contest, especially when Chidera and Skylar both love the Natan.
This is why we are confused why Edith is not ranked because throughout the LPA Season 14 playoff, Edith is the second most picked hero with 23 picks and a 73.91% win rate.
That's
very
really high.
That's very high.
That's really high.
It's so prile. And take a look at this, Coleus in Eternal. They ban out the
Hilda.
Hilda. We saw that being picked up by Iran in that Team Liquid ID against Bigatron Alpha game. And I feel like this is a counter towards the possibility of suppressing the movements of the Ling because the Hilda, like how Coleus mentioned, is so good to suppress the assassin.
And it plays towards Beloyski's identity, right?
That's
We've
true.
seen Beloyski on these kinds of heroes. He can play facilitator, he can
Natalia
play
ban.
aggressive,
Wow.
and hence we see the Hilda being banned out as well as the Natalia. So that's essentially 3 to 4 bans for Beloyski if you consider the Hylos too. But Beatrix does get picked up here from Geek, signaling a potential. They still could go for Franco, right? Franco or Kaja.
Yep.
Got the EXP
Freedom
lane.
Franco. Oh, Nathan is on Skylar now.
Oh,
It's
Franco
one
denied.
of his like comfort heroes, signature heroes.
Ring the bells.
And Idok Franco, the accuracy of Idok Hook are crazy.
Now, here's the thing though. A Franco needs to be paired with heroes that accentuate it. Do you think that Jushin is a fit for a Franco?
Well, I feel like it has negative synergy sometimes because you have to lift off and then you want to kind of like play with that suppression, but I feel like it's still good because when you lift off, it's kind of it gives you the telegraph where the Franco could really just hook it, and then you go with the Bloody Hunt, you layer the CC, and you get a pick off.
So it goes back to chemistry.
Chemistry, execution.
And Beloyski said the number one thing to watch out
Right.
about RQ is their chemistry.
Yeah, their chemistry.
What do you
Their
think,
synergy.
Valius?
On the first game, I think if Geek Fam got the early game, I think Geek Fam can get the first game. But for this, RK gonna win.
RQ's gonna win. What do you realize?
This is going to be interesting. I don't know. I just want to watch some good MPL playoff
right.
game. But yeah, I think RRQ will take this one.
Okay, 2-0 for RRQ. Ladies and gentlemen, let's throw it over to our casters.
They took down the King of the Skies. And now the real test once again. The stakes are higher than ever. Against the King of Kings, can the actual King Slayer be the counter that used to be in game number 1 of this match? But look at Paloyski.
Oh my goodness. Good thing the Tyrant's there, but that was almost a solo, not by Sutsujin, but by Beloy. The pressure that this Joy has. Let's see what will he cook later on.
Early game Cho along with an early game Yves that's doing a lot of damage there. It's almost like RRQ kind of figured out that that's the idea though, right? They saw the Cho, they thought the invade was coming, but now Beloyski relentless, level 1, but he doesn't care.
You gotta talk about this Hirashi. Paloyski, yes, his macro is incredible. There's no question about that. But the micro on this Cho has been a question for a long, long time. Is this a desperate pick for Geek?
I don't know if it's desperate. I mean, we've seen how effective a Cho roam can be, and technically these crazy moves, these annoying moves, is exactly what Beloyski wants to do.
Oh my
Shutting
God.
down Sutsujin.
Well, let's see here again. Beloyski just zoning out Sutsujin and Vincent almost find the connection. After Retribution, Sutsujin still claims the camp.
Oh man, the Kingdom. That's a small victory.
Oh.
That is a small W, but the cheers are as loud as if they were like winning a match.
Get used to it, Kevin. This is the RRQ experience right here. The Retribution was forced out, and in the early game, I think it's no question with a Gatot Kacha, with a Yves, or with Nolan and Cho, your early game potential is actually quite insane from Fan. Maybe that's exactly why they don't want to go with the Natan. They want to leverage all of this pressure into something more. But so far, RRQ are the ones who've had the chance to capitalize. Now with the first turtle coming up, do RRQ want to contest this? Especially with Sutsujin being so bothered here by Beloyski. Vincent is already a level ahead.
Let's see here. This time, Tyron and Rins is hovering around Beloyski, trying to provide cover. And Beloyski hits level 4. So that Sinful Way of Dragon is available.
To your point also, Rashi, this might be a question too for Geek Fam because over the course of Onyx versus Geek Fam, Vincent has not won a single retry battle. Speaking here, 70-30 against Kyrie.
Oh, Flicker, Way of Dragon onto Azita. That's a suppression onto a jungler. Now, Sutsujin claims the turtle ring with the Flicker. Crimson Beacon finds Vincent. Oh, it's an all-out war from the Kings of Kings. They mean blood. And it seems like 3 kills. 2 kills addition for RRQ.
Was that a jinx, Rashi?
A jinx?
For me?
Maybe, dude. I mean, again, RRQ didn't play that perfectly, man. Getting the pick off using the Franco initially, but Sheffin, the Lone Ranger here in the Talent predictions. Oh!
The suppression Flicker from Chidera, but in backside, Beloyski looking for the Way of Dragon. Edok was the recipient, and that will be a pick-off on towards the Roamer.
Oh, okay, thankfully though, it's a Franco against a Chao, so the Franco is very vulnerable, especially in the early game when he didn't have the items. Oh, but Chidera! Sky Piercer?
Isolated as well.
Whoa!
Thank God, the same good Skylar finds the extra gold. RRQ, what an early lead.
Chadera there, taking the risky option to stay there and try to go for the trade. Man, that was way too risky. Now RRQ have some momentum to play around with. They have the threat advantage because of the Franco, but ooh, Rins with a clean reaction time there. Denies it from Beloyski. And look at this goal just funneled over to Skylar on the Natan.
You talk about the risk that Chitera took in that push earlier, Rashi, but this is also a risk. Look at the items.
Sky Piercer. The Spa! The Sky Piercing abuser there. Chidera, maybe that's why he was trying to trade off, you know, a 1-for-1, get some stacks on that Sky Piercer. But with Suchikin getting the Berserker's Fury, even now the squishy members of Geek Fam have to be a bit more careful. Whoa!
Valor 2v1. Can the Gatot handle this? Seems like he will back away.
Oh,
And he will clear as well.
that is a good.
Good though, might think
Whoa.
otherwise. He has some energy left, but it seems like he wants to back away. Now the turtle is up. This Geek Fam has enough time here to blitz the turtle Beloyski, providing way of Dragon to buy time on the other side.
Oh.
Gets bursted down by Vincent.
Oh.
Chidera gets taken down. Real world inflation ain't gonna help him. Darren taunted, and he will fall as well. The turtle is wide open for the side of Geek Fam. RRQ. Can they respond?
Oh my
Rins
God.
buying time for his team to take the news. And now Rins will be the sacrifice, but RRQ, what an IQ.
That's your first team mid laner in MPL Indonesia Season 14 Kingdom. Look at that, gaze upon the rookie.
He just pressured everyone away. And even with all the pressure, with Beloyski solely dedicated to buying time, to denying Sutsujin, he was still able to get the turtle. So pressured!
Finds Veloy. It seems like he will not be able to escape. Sutsujin picks the gold.
Oh man, how long will this strategy work for Beloyski? The over-aggressive invades coming in towards Sutsujin is not going to work for too long.
I think after one more item, if Sutsujin goes for the Has Claws, that might be it, man. With that kind of sustain, he can 1v1 Beloyski all day. In theory, at least, without any backup, it shouldn't be possible.
Don't go for it.
Whoa!
1v1. Ling versus Nolan. Seems like Vincent will be able to get out, but Way of Dragon finds Dyron. This time he won't be isolated. Chidera finds the kill! Sutsujin, killer instinct. My goodness! Chidera finds the shutdown, so that's technically in favor of Geek Fam.
Especially Chitera is the one that's hogging all the gold, Rashi.
He's hogging all the gold, and he's also hogging the Sky Piercer stacks. RRQ going for an aggressive play right there. You're denying Vincent, but Chidera has already been solved. But maybe with the assassin presence, RRQ feel like Chidera is the lesser problem they have to deal with.
Was there info that Chidera was there? Or was there vision before that? Because Rin so far has been so on point with the ultimates, man. Even 1v3ing in a total vicinity as we're going to go to the second objective fight this time. Vincent, over the course of these playoffs, has not won a single 50-50 again.
Yeah, 2 turtles already for the Kings of Kings. Last turtle, let's see. Baron again, the recipient of that Way of Dragon. Bursted down, deleted by Vincent this time. The turtle control is still technically Skylar 60-40, and Skylar is in the bottom side, just split pushing. Now it seems like they want to pull the trigger. Rins receives damage, but it's still okay. Good pull. He sees a lot of damage. Pops are revitalized there. Chidera flickers out. Vincent finds the first mute, but Chidera falls. Take a look at Sutsujin. He's angry. He finds a double. He wants the hat trick. Will he find it? No. A boy denies it, but Veldora falls as well. It's going to be a 3-4-1 in RRQ. They fail to get the turtle.
Sutsujin saw Fabian on a Ling and says, I want some of that.
He says, I can do better. What was that? We thought it was a desperate play to try and salvage something, but against 3 members in the midst of all the chaos, he was able to find a kill and get out. All the while, in the bottom side, Skylar was split pushing. He's getting more and more gold. And he was able to still find time to rotate over and pick up a kill. There's crazy macro rotations coming in from RRQ.
And right now, it is not an equal game whatsoever. Skylar has been having a wonderful time so far. 0 death, taking all the turrets away. And mind you, oh my goodness, gotta wait.
With the Ray of Dragon on towards Rins, this time he will not survive. Good initiation there by Beloy, but it's still RRQ. The map is still good.
Man, I said I've questioned Beloyski's mechanics on the show, but so far he's been proving me absolutely wrong.
It's a cancer curse, dude. You call attention to it, they're gonna prove you wrong almost immediately. 3k gold ahead. Technically, the longer this game goes, the more they might be willing to sacrifice Rins. Because then, Dyron, Slow and Susujin and Skylar, they can do a lot more damage if Voloisky is forced to use all of that crowd control only onto this utility mid laner. But we'll have to wait and see, man. So far, GeekFam are able to find some pickoffs, but it hasn't been translated to anything else.
Five-man bush, Tyrant face checking, he will fall. 5v4, Sutsujin though wants to blood. Valora about to revitalize, Voloisky very low and Sutsujin claims him. Comes right on towards Shadera, no, he shifts his focus on towards the boy. Good suppression, and that is Vincent going down.
Oh!
Sutsujin finds a triple, looking for the Maniac. But it seems like Skylar denies it. 4 members on the Land of Dawn is out.
GeekFam pulled the trigger, but the bullet ricocheted on towards a pickoff that looks good towards towards Tyrant, but it turns out RRQ just absolutely destroys and capitalizes that engagement coming from Voloisky plus the Lord.
Oh boy, dude. I mean, you get the idea. The front line engaged tool needs to be dealt with, and that's why GeekFam are going for him, trying to make sure they get in an uneven fight. Oh, wow!
That's the hook. And that's the entropy committed.
Oh, man.
It's like RRQ, they will not pull the trigger and commit more just yet. Lord is up. GeekFam has the tools to clear. They have Shadera, they have a boy. Can they stay alive though?
They gotta contend with the dive potential, all the bursts coming in from Susujin and Skylar. Oh, man. And again, they can't just focus the frontliner, the Edith, but if they don't, then the Primal Rat also does a ton of damage. What's the call here?
Seems Lord charging for their way of dragon, wrong way. That's the Lord taking care of the mid lane. It seems like GeekFam still holding on. Base turret, 3 of them still stands, but they're the target of the RRQ.
They were in this situation before, but Shadera ain't an Natan. The Natan is on the other side. They're down 8k gold lead.
Oh, Edok finds the hook, and Susujin finds the execution. Tempest Blade finds to avoid Pulse Flicker Valora, and Valoy will fall. One by one they try, one by one they defend, but the Kings of Kings, the base, are exposed and wide open. Ladies and gentlemen, they want the wipeout, and game number 1 are for RRQ.
Sutsujin, the Satsujin. Poetry in motion, the way he executed that last team fight. The Tempest of Blade, the aggro on the turret, and also the iframes that he used to dodge all the damage away from GeekFam's composition. This man is a monster.
That was absolutely disgusting, man. There's no other way to put it. What was that? GeekFam, they were ready. They were waiting for the moment. Of course, credit to the rest of the team as well. Taking away the attention, getting the hook onto Shadera as well. Edok with a crazy Franco play once more. But Sutsujin diving in the back 1v2 in the base, refusing to be denied. The mercenary gets his paycheck.
And the BBB, the big brains of GeekFam, can only smile to the masterful manipulation, masterful execution of the King of Kings. What is going to be the answer for these guys? The number 1 in the regular season, playing like an actual 1 seed in the playoffs.
Textbook performance, textbook finish, very clinical, very sharp. Shefin Arashi, is this team with that type of performance going to are they going to M6?
A lot of people believe so.
TL, Pikachu, you gotta watch the match earlier. They were playing so good until the 4th game, the 3rd game. You gotta see more sample size.
True, true. It's only game 1 after all. This is the playoffs. This is a best of 5.
But we really need to know what the panelists think of this match. Especially these guys realize, Eterna and Coleus, time is yours.
Thank you, casters, for game number 1. Wow, 11 minutes. Not necessarily the fastest game, but it was one of the cleanest that we've seen. RRQ and their gameplay, amazing.
Wow. It's very aggressive gameplay since the early game. Even Sutsujin almost got everything that he needs to get the snowballing point and double triple kill, right? He
Double,
got
triple
2 times triple kill, and it makes Sujin unstoppable.
Almost a maniac as well. I mean, if you take a look at
Almost.
the composition of Geek Fam, it is a composition that is also built to peel. You have the Gatotkacha, you have the Cho. But Sojin doesn't care. He just wants to dive in the backline. He gets the Tempest of Blades. He gets the kills. He gets it done. The Mercenary is just insane. And I feel like Geek Fam, they had a proper scenario. They had a proper winning condition and a game plan as to what they want to achieve. But RRQ is just way too unstoppable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it started in the drafts, right? I don't know if it was like a bait or a double-edged mind game that was going about these two teams, but the fact that RRQ instead were able to pick up the Franco, and then they're utilizing the potential strategy that Geek wanted to go for, really denied it, and maybe forced Beloyski on a hero that he's not as comfortable on. The Cho. What do you think about the Cho for Beloyski?
I thought that Veldora gonna use the Cho,
Yeah.
and Beloyski gonna use the other Gatotkacha, but it turns out to be Cho Beloyski, and on this game, I think we didn't see like the Cho that it used to be like Kibo used yesterday to aim for the back line. Even Skylar is very free.
It's just, I don't know, it's just very, very hard because yesterday Veldora was using the Gatotkacha and he wasn't even able to perform to that maximum. And now you give Beloyski Cho, one of the heroes that he never really plays.
And so we're gonna crown our player of the game is absolutely no question.
My
Two
God.
times the triple kill presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Man, like that's why I asked KB off screen. I was like, is Ling the pick into the Nolan, or is Nolan the counter towards the Ling? And then did you guys hear the conversation?
Yeah, we did.
So what was his explanation again?
So basically, in one little situation, when it comes to the late game, Ling is gonna win because no one really relies on the energy. But in the early game, Nolan can do what we call farming manipulation. He can farm really fast, can clear his jungles really fast, and then get priority to turtle. However, when you miss the turtle in the first two objectives, which Vincent did, it gives Ling that segue into just snowballing as a death ball.
They got the third turtle, but
Yeah.
3 heroes down.
That's
during the
not- yeah.
fights. That's why it's not a good advantage for Geek Farm. Instead, they give it the advantage to RRQ Hoshi.
And at that point, Skylar was already farming out of control too. So essentially, Vincent's Nolan, one, couldn't create pressure with the kill presence that a Nolan has, and two, even the objectives were kind of lackluster.
And it's gonna be hard for Nolan to get inside to aim for the backline since they have Idok who you are using Franco. Remember, he have the Bloody Hunt to stop Nolan using the suppress ability.
One of the weaknesses of Nolan is that he is so vulnerable towards a heavy lockdown target point at him, like a Kaja, like maybe a Franco as well in this scenario. And that is what Edok was able to do perfectly. He was constantly using his Bloody Hunt defensively, and in other scenarios, Vincent couldn't really do anything about it.
I also wanted to bring something up as well. Beatrix versus a Natan. Natan gets that power spike way later, right? As compared to the Beatrix, who probably needs maybe 2 to 3 items, maybe 2, depending. And it looked like for Geek Fam, they wanted to explore utilizing Chadera as their main damage killer, especially after maybe a big play coming in from Beloyski. And so we saw Sky Piercer early.
Yeah.
Do you think this was a worth it item considering how pressured Chadera was in the gold lane?
Yeah, they want to use Chadera as the tip of the spear.
Exactly.
But I think the game plans is not working because every time the Baloy wants to like pick off someone that gives it to Chadera and like activating the Sky Piercer, it's not working. He's only got around 5 kills, but it
died
turns out he have
4.
4 deaths.
Yeah.
So the counter on the Sky Piercer is keep getting decreased.
Basically, the way RRQ stopped that game plan is to let Edok match the rotations of Cho, of Beloyski, because Beloyski was constantly looking for the way of the dragon to pick off the players of RRQ, but the Sky Piercer was there.
So do you think it was worth it that they picked up the Sky Piercer instead of going BOD and then Malefic Roar, which we usually see? I mean, technically Fury Hammer, BOD, then Malefic Roar, but it was Fury Hammer, Sky Piercer, and then BOD, etc.
If they got the early game, I think it's
It is
effective,
worth it.
but it's on this game.
Yeah.
On this game,
It's very hard.
question that too. Yeah.
Because Edog was playing a fantastic game as well, matching and just screening and mirroring the movements of Aloyski, and he wasn't really able to play the game comfortably because you could see the first few minutes he was looking
Wow.
at that pick off. Oh my goodness,
GPM.
is that a 1K GPM?
1K GPM. Wow, that's a lot for Skylar because he's a farming machine. He's everywhere. He's collecting a lot of gold from the land of down on this game.
How did he get 1,000 GPM? I thought it was Sutsujin. No, that's Skylar.
Yeah, it turns out to be Skylar.
How?
I think
Wait, it was like a normal timing when he got the Holy Crystal, right? It was what? More. It was more than 10 minutes. I think it was above 11, even.
Around it, yeah.
So how did he get 1,000 GPM?
Well, this guy was just constantly joining the fights, and he was
Yeah.
also farming pretty well, up top, down bottom, clearing out the jungle camps as well. So I feel like that's how he got it. And I think we have to crown a new farmer, because usually the farmer is a title given to
Jungler.
Wrecked.
Oh, Wreck.
So individually,
Oh, yeah.
Because
Rexy Patani.
they call it Rexy Patani, which means wreck the farmer. But now I feel like the real farmer is Skylar.
To be honest, there was one person in between that era.
Who?
It was Aman.
Eman,
Consistently
yeah.
1K 900,
That's
1K
true.
900, 1K 900. We saw him at like 900, I think, earlier on.
Yeah.
Aman, come on.
Come
Your
on.
title.
Come on.
Defend your title, bro.
Bro,
1,000.
want to be the best farmer ever.
That's our highest in the playoffs so far.
1K, yeah, that's high.
1K, around 1K.
Wow.
On this current meta, yeah.
In this current meta, yeah.
Because before we have, I think more than 1,200.
Wow, 1.2K.
But it's been a long time ago.
Going back to the drafts, honestly, Geek Fam, they had a chance to pick up a Natan if they wanted to. But they decided to go Beatrix.
Yeah, they were kind of afraid to
Yeah.
get the Natan first because there's a lot of ways to a lot of ways by RRQ to counter it, I guess.
Yeah, it's giving me, you know, reflections of maybe first team gold laner.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
You know,
first team.
first team.
First team.
So we all voted for Skylar first team.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did it.
What about
Laner.
what about second team?
second team? My
Gold
gold
lane.
laner was,
It's really debatable.
I think it was between Aman or Aaron Shiki. I can't remember.
I voted him on.
Yeah.
Still.
Amon is more stable, but Aaron Shiki have the chaos in the
I-
middle of his
that's
name.
true.
That's why it can bring the chaos. So I think for me, it's Aaron Shiki.
What about mid lane?
I went for Rins,
Prince.
first team. Second
First
team,
I think I did too.
I went for Ahoy, second team.
Same.
Same. Prisoner boy.
Oh. You know, before we got into the panel, guys, last night we actually had a briefing from the producers, and they were like, guys, on the panel, please yell at each other, disagree with each other. But for some reason on the English panel, we always have very similar perspectives. How
so
are we supposed to
peace.
create debate?
So peaceful.
It's
Aside from the
peaceful
fact
here.
that Cole Leo's cursed, almost cursed Team Liquid, and
Okay.
Eterna almost suffocated him.
Mhm.
That's too
I
violent.
almost like,
Mhm. That's why I'm cursing Mirko's team. The last game.
That one I can agree.
it should be, casters today should be a little bit more chaotic though, because
Yeah.
Sheffin, Geek Fam, Arashi,
RQ.
So, well, on the note of RQ and Geek Fam, let's take a look at the first team who was able to get it. This is the MPL Awards by Kharia, by the way.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Ooh, it's all RRQ Hoshi with Zavian only as the jungler from
Guys.
different team.
This is giving me flashbacks to Onyx.
Yeah.
Fnatic Onyx being able to get all first team
Dominating.
except for CW. Feels bad to be Sutsujin, man.
RCW. I mean, Sutsujin is a great it's a great jungler by all means, but Fabian, Flava Fav is just built different. This guy, I don't know what's so special about him. The mechanics is there, decision making as well. I mean, aggressiveness is also there. This guy just deserves it. I mean,
The
he
complete
won-
package.
It's a complete package. Yeah, he won the Rookie of the Season and the MVP of the season as well. So, you can't argue with that.
First team too now.
First team as well.
Congratulations, by the way, to all those players. But let's make things a little bit spicy here. Is there anything you disagree from first team?
Ah.
Wow. I think for me, it's Dyron on XP lane. I
Ooh,
prefer
okay.
more Super Luke
Super Luke.
than Dyron.
That's a tough
Yeah,
one.
because from the decision making, I think from the initiation, I think Luke is more stable than the Tyrant.
What about you?
Thinking of something, I think I would put Widdy over Edok
Really over it now. Why?
somehow. I don't know, Widdy is just so calculated. Sometimes Edok becomes this enigma that you can't really guess. But Widdy is, I know it falls like kind of like a textbook player, but you know, he's way more
Reliable,
reliable, dependable, yeah.
dependable.
And also close to his teammates, close to me, close to myself.
Are you talking about like efficiency,
Efficiency.
high FPS,
Reliability.
rate, AI features,
Yes.
maybe?
Hey, my party is -1.
Okay,
Guys,
join.
let's
guys,
go.
come on, guys.
Eterna, I think you
They
gotta
are
work.
fighting me.
We are going to.
How are
play
you
a-
suddenly in game?
We don't
They
care.
started.
Guys,
care.
like
We don't
in
care.
the hotel, outside
in.
the hotel, during breaks, like these guys,
I
man.
want to use Link.
Log in. Log in.
I'm gonna be the Sutsujin.
Okay, I'm gonna be Fabian. We're gonna play 1v1 match.
And I'm supposed to do the ad libs alone? Okay, fine. You
Hey,
guys play.
Pickling.
And I'll
Okay.
tell you guys, the viewers at home, what you guys need to know because there's something new from the Samsung Galaxy S24 family lineup, and it's the Galaxy S24 FE. For those of you who are looking for a phone with flagship performance,
I'm
but
ready.
you guys are on a budget, it's okay because the Samsung Galaxy S24
Let's go,
FE is the perfect choice, and it's only
for
around
Layla.
9
Oh, no.
million IDR. You can see the gaming performance. Guys,
Wait,
double kill,
nice
man.
one.
how's the
What a
performance?
steal.
How's the gaming
It's so
performance?
good.
Of course, it's so good,
It's
so
so
smooth.
So
Look
smooth.
at my
No,
Link.
you know
Got a double kill on the early game.
You know what? Cole Leos always misses his retribution,
And he got it
but
here.
with this phone, he got the Lord.
And I'll tell you why, guys, because the gaming performance is actually 2 times faster than the previous version. Plus, the 2400E processor ensures smooth gameplay without any lag. And that's not all, because for gaming, it also features a larger vapor chamber than the previous versions. Are you feeling heated on the
No,
phone?
not at all. It's
Not at
not
all?
cold at all.
There you go.
It's very cold.
So it allows the phone to stay cool during very intense ranking games and gaming sessions in general. So it will help you maintain a win streak. Don't worry, guys. And
Turn out the turtle.
on top
Yeah,
of
okay,
that,
okay, we go.
the Galaxy actually has an AI feature that makes your life easier and makes you look even
Retreat?
cooler. So, guys, you interested on buying the phone?
This is
It's
mine.
already mine.
What is
Are you
this mine?
serious? You didn't tell me.
What do you mean by? We got free phones.
I didn't. You were supposed to tell me, and then I'd get one too.
No,
anyway,
no.
anyway. You guys can actually get it. For those of you who haven't, starting at only 791K IDR per month with 0% installments, you guys can get a total bonus
Whoa,
worth
this
of up to 2.8 million IDR, plus a free 2 times memory upgrade to 256 gigabytes. And for those of you MPL viewers, this is specifically for you, by the way. You guys can actually get a free 25-watt travel adapter. Imagine that. So you're going to get an adapter for free. You guys can also get a 200 IDR Google Play voucher. You get a free permanent MLBB skin
I died.
when you buy it on
got it?
Samsung.com/ID using the promo voucher code Galaxy
Come on, kick it, kick it.
S24FEX.
Go, Crystal.
Guys, did you get it with the additional discount, by the way?
Of
Don't
course.
talk to me. I'm focusing on my match.
Okay, I'm
Of
sorry.
course for me.
Sorry, guys.
Crystal.
They're so aggressive when they're playing it. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, they knew, but you guys can actually get an additional discount of up to 500,000 IDR for your first purchase on the Samsung
goodness.
Shop app. So hurry up because the promo only lasts up until Halloween. Yes, October 31st of 2024. You guys can get information on their official website, or you guys can check out the link in the barcode that was given previously, or stop by
One
the
of your
nearest
opponent
Samsung
is
store.
AFK, so they are
Yeah.
surrendered.
They surrendered. We won. Easy dub.
How convenient is it?
Cole Leos, easy dub.
How convenient is it
Easy dub.
that suddenly they surrendered as I finished?
No, Eternal. Look at
Play
that.
another
ad
game.
lib.
Play another game.
Another game?
Guys, no.
Please.
Just like Eternal,
Guys.
working alone.
Yeah. I think you're gonna work alone. We wanna play another game.
I'll be happy to get your,
Invoice?
yeah. But look at this, Gelora Juara. Let's take a look at what the audience has to say. What are they writing?
Samsung
guys?
is the best phone.
Oh, what?
Samsung is the best phone.
Samsung is the
Oh,
best phone.
yeah, that's true.
What does that say? Dari RRQ?
I can't quite see it.
Good luck, Skylar.
Good luck,
Luck,
Skylar.
Keep spirit, Skylar.
Good luck, Skylar.
Good luck, Skylar.
Oh my.
So that's why he's been performing so crazy.
Yeah. A lot of fans behind him. Anyways, an intermezzo. I was playing in one of my arcades in the time zone near my apartment.
Okay.
And there he was, Skylar.
Oh.
You know what he was playing?
What did he play?
He was playing one of the shooting games.
Is he good?
Pistol. He was good. So I think that's why he is one of the best marksmen there is in Indonesia.
Motoric skills, bro.
So it's for the aim, for the blasting duet from Skylar.
Yes, the runner's apathy.
The runner's apathy from Skylar.
And they're gonna aim to get to match point, ladies and gentlemen. Here in game number 2, as we get into the drafting phase, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Oh, it looks like both of them have actually opted to swap sides.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big Fam is on the first pick on the blue side, but they still have the leash on Hellcurt. They don't want to let the Hellcurt loose.
Yeah, they don't want to unleash this Helker towards the waiting arms of Loiski. But if you take a look at the bans now from Geek Fam, they have the Matilda taken away.
what's
They
Suyo?
leave at Zeusin. Suyo is open. Vincent, let's take it away. Take it away.
It's open,
And
now we gotta
Suyo
see
is
the
here.
Suyo from Vincent.
Gaze the stars and seek your path.
Suyo is open.
Yeah.
The Luo Yi will be picked up.
Of all the evil gods.
Ooh. Edith as well. So at least now, for
There will be a
our
lot of rotation,
Yeah.
I think, from this mid laner, and with Edith, a good crowd controller. What kind of jungler that RQ want to use? Because Alpha is still open.
Yeah, Alpha
Maybe they
is
can
open.
combo it using the Alpha and Luoyi.
Yeah. Alpha Loi works, I feel like. Edith also is kind of like a pick that helps peel for the players of RRQ when Geek Fam does drive away into the zones of RRQ. But now Geek Fam have the Suyo as a strong pick. Maybe they want to pick up Gacha
wait for
as a
no man.
roam,
Nor
but they
girl.
go with Paramis and the Beatrix. And Beatrix is rising in popularity in FPL ID Season 14. Nathan.
Another Nathan for Skylar.
Oh my goodness. They let
Okay.
it go.
So it's gonna be a good high ground defensive using the Nathan.
My mission
But
is to protect lives.
let's get into the second baiting phase, because I think both of the team did, except Edit is gonna be on the XP lane. They didn't pick any XP lane yet.
This is interesting because with Beatrix early on in the first phase, I would have thought that maybe RQ would want to eliminate the Kaja and the Franco. But they went for a Hylos ban here.
It turns out they
Is
didn't
it a bait?
think about
They
it.
want
It might be.
Geek Fam to go for it? A pick like that?
There might be a possibility, but again, the Beatrix, yes, it does work much better in tandem with the Kaja and with the Cho as well. I think Kaja works best. I'm gonna be a little bit surprised if RRQ don't ban the Kaja in their last ban. But for Geek Fam, they take out the Ling. They're afraid of Sun Sujin's prowess with the hero.
But they still can use Alpha. It's not getting banned yet.
Yeah,
And-
Alpha.
Oh, no Tigreal. I think, yeah. They will aim for the Alpha, because Tigreal is gonna be annoying for Alpha.
Do you
Using
think
the
Sutsujin
implosion.
is comfortable on Fanny?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
he is.
I think he masters the hero. He
Well,
plays
against this comp?
against this
would it work?
competition.
There's no single
Uh,
target lock
Yeah,
for Vanny.
I think it's too early to conclude because we are yet to see the last two picks. But against a Paramis, I feel like it's very hard because once this Fanny does come swinging by, there will be another realm waiting on the wings to just cancel out the burst damage and they ban out the Alpha. They go for the Khalid.
Whoa. Van is still open. They just gonna wait until two last heroes from Geek Farm are being picked by them.
Yeah, they're gonna play with this jungle pick. What weird picks has Sutsujin used in the jungle? Haya, Alpha, Julian, Nolan, Roger, Frederick, Fanny, Bane, and Joy.
Julian. Think about the Julian.
Kaja Gatot.
Could be.
Yeah. But I don't like the God of Kacha in the hands of Veldora. It's just too passive for me. He's not actively seeking for initiations with the Avatar of the Guardian. And I feel like the Avatar could have been used way more, I don't know, way more proactively. And he has had a bad record as well with the God of Kacha in the last two games that he played. But I feel like there isn't much of a potential pick aside from the God of Kacha. He will go for the Tamas.
Yeah, he's utilized it in the
Wow.
regular season.
So it's gonna be another show for Balois.
Pick off. Yeah. The Stammers though, it's very interesting.
Yeah, let's go for Fanny. If I
It lanes pretty
And the
well against the
Arcade.
Khalid. But yeah, Fanny is open. Oh, that's gonna be a treat.
Do you really want to go Fanny though? It's so
I don't
risky.
want to.
I mean, if he's confident, go ahead. But there's a Cho, there's the Paramis.
Oh, Nolan.
he preferred to use Nolan, and we already seen on the MPLPH Grand Final. I think Nolan can play the mirroring gameplay when facing against Suyo.
Yeah.
Can go to the enemy's jungle, yeah, like killing all the creeps or even stealing the buff.
Yeah. So basically, you match his rotation. You just kind of copy what he does alongside the jungle there is. And I think this Nolan, to be honest, will have a hard time traversing around that composition because you have the lockdown in the Cho, you have that Nether Realm to cancel out the burst. But we'll see. Sutsujin is Sutsujin.
There's always that X factor.
Yeah.
Yep.
But honestly, from the draft, I love the draft from Geek Fam. But if I'm thinking about like this is Malloy who are using Cho, so the second game, I'm gonna go to the RRQ again.
So let's see. And let's throw it over to the casters to cast game number 2.
They have been given the ultimate weapon, the most lethal weapon all across the globe in Suyo and Vincent, a boy on the Paramis. It looked like a really good draft from Geek Fam, but can they actually make it possible against the mighty King of Kings in game number 2?
Let's see and witness game number 2, folks. Whoa! It's actually very low, forced to use the flicker
Wow.
early. So that's already valuable resource triggered.
This is a Cho power, man. It's just so oppressive in the early game. That combined with a boy, you know, when you only have one damage spell, it's usually a very strong damage spell, so the Paramis kind of benefits from that. Just like that now. RRQ gonna be recovering. Rinse though, being the low Yi, going the war cry, not really getting a lot of time to actually go and bully with a level 2 power spike. That's Vincent just taking the gold buff. Already getting a bit more of a farm advantage.
Yeah, it seems like now they're going to somehow create pressure in the bottom side, but then again, RQ, they know that, yeah, it's low and they back away.
Ambos by IndyHome show the tenacity actually built up by Skylar. He respects the damage potential coming through here for other side Geek Fam. Weapon mastery for Chidera, on the other hand, not really feeling the danger, even though he's up against a diversion, against a raging sandstorm and a Nolan.
By the way, Skylar is on a flicker, so this should be a prime target for Boloisky, but we know Skylar, man. The way he's playing the game, and even in the last game, 1k GPM as an Atan.
So that's him. Again, just doubling down, not using the Purify against the Cho. He knows that he will rely on the entropy, on engage and disengage. And the flicker, of course.
Alright, so that's a waiting game. A boy though, already getting chunked down quite low. Gonna be a race to level 4, and I think RRQ can get it done faster.
And the boy's already half HP. Looks like he's gonna go back to the base first before he's gonna join the turtle fight, or do they want to risk it? So Jin is already level 5, but now diversion.
Diversion on towards the mid bush.
Oh,
Does not find, does not spot the two members, but Valor now receives a lot of damage with the help of
my
the round. They have enough firepower to deal and delete E-Doc. RQ, their man down.
Tyron is still very much healthy though. It looks like RQ don't want to fight back. Looks like Chidera. The top bottom lane, Skylar is on the receiving end of the aggressiveness of Chidera, which is known to be a weak side gold laner most of the time.
He's shown that aggressiveness against CW as well. Ooh, Sutsujin.
Engage. Vincent is there to provide cover. Sutsujin very low, but it seems like he is fast enough to get away from that situation. Boloisky, though, is still on the hunt for blood. We have Dragon committed on towards E-Dog, and it seems like the damage is going to take him down. Sutsujin will fall as well, but Skylar finds a trade. Vincent in the back line, surrounded by Rins. Again, Rins will use the flicker, 1 HP practically, and that is a boy with a lethal ignition finding the kill.
Just a splatter of damage coming in from a boy. Now Chidera can even utilize this to take some gold plating away with Vincent, helping zone out some of the members of RQ.
Theodore's gonna escort Skylar out there as well, though. But man, this is a great move coming in. Oh man, that's a snipe. Sky Piercer won't be enough. But look at this, every single angle here. Geek Fam just piling on the aggression.
Very good pressure, right? Created by Geek Fam RQ. Seems like they are behind 2,000 gold.
It's incredible. This Thomas pick, man, because you expect this Khalid to be super aggressive in the early game, but we haven't seen anything of the sort currently. Diversion though in the bottom lane.
Let's see, it is going to focus on towards Shadera now. He is stunned up. Now the damage will come through. Skylar picks up that kill. Very crucial kill. I might have to say, Veldora, Dyrena going at it. 1v1, but Vincent, cheeky one. He does not respect the 1v1.
Most dangerous, but look at this. Ooh, boys here being pesky as always. RRQ on the receiving end on a lot of unfair fights in this game, but that is exactly what Geek Fam have to do. They've seen what can happen if you let RRQ take control. But now that Riz has the Enchanted Talisman, he can spam out a lot more reliably. He's been running out of mana in the previous couple of fights. Now Suzujin forced to back away again. This troll pick.
Flicker Wave Dragon again on towards Edok. The damage will be enough to burst him down. Chidera picks up the extra gold. 5v4. Can RRQ pull it up, Veldora? Zoning rids away. No flicker on him, and he will fall. Veldora secures it, and Vincent finds the turtle. RRQ, they are being read like a book.
What is this Geek Fam, man? This is something new, especially in the series. The way they play aggressively. Even Bolowski is camping on the bottom lane, knowing that there's probably someone that's going to be around.
I mean, they go for the Thamus, so it's a very independent lane, and you're seeing that earlier, even with all the efforts of RRQ, he stays alive. So when they can put all their attention onto Skylar, right, shut him down, and ensure that Veldora can have a good lane, it's a good time from Geek Fam.
Top lane is going to be the main agenda for RRQ. Seems like they will not be able to find it. Diversion.
Aloy?
Yeah, it seems like
Aloy?
able to find anything. Sutsujin, Way of Dragon!
Oh, boy.
Hey, hello to the combo. Shadera finds it with the flicker. Boloyski will fall for it, but Tyron, he wants blood. And he finds a Raging Sandstorm, assisting Skylar to get the kill.
You cannot hide away from Tyrant on a Khalid. He can show you the world.
Oh, and for B pops the Purify. And it seems like RRQ, they want to push the pace.
Oh, man.
Now it's Edok finding Vincent. Seems like RRQ, they have enough damage to give pressure. But thankfully, Geek Fam, they can clear the wave.
On the other side, Thamus just pushing and pushing, man. Warcry Thamus on Veldora with the Vengeance. Just wins out 1v1, or at least survives long enough. Right now, with all the pressure and attention, Skylar still has 3 kills. Despite all of the shutdown, all the denial, he's only 200 gold behind, showing again the farming knowledge here. Same thing for Vincent. He's been getting a lot more success, only 300 gold ahead. RRQ are playing very efficiently, and the longer the game goes, the moment that Geek Fam can't one-shot Edok any longer, it's going to be a different game.
It seems like now below a 2v1 situation. Pops the Revitalize, no flops the Vengeance. Edok again out of position, and Geek Fam, they're there to punish.
Polowski has a personal beef with Edith users, man. Over the course of this series, it's always the Edith. Now Suzujin is forced to go away from the vicinity of the objective as Vincent. That is 100%, bro. You cannot lose that.
Alright. Darren's getting info, kind of zoning away, so Skylar can get out, but look at this chase by Beloyski. Woof.
Does that find the connection?
Yeah, Darren comes in for the cover. Geek Fam having all the aggression, but the mid tower for RRQ is still standing strong. Again, the moment Edok can survive from the all-in from Geek Fam, this game is going to turn around really hard. But with 4k of a gold advantage, Geek Fam can keep snowballing and ensure that that point is a long time away.
Yeah, this is Natan Skylar to remind you all that this season, Skylar has used Natan, I believe, 6 to 7 times and boasts a 100% win rate. Just like Matilda's key earlier, can Geek Fam actually break that streak coming in from Skylar? Especially knowing that they have the experience of playing a high ground defense with this kind of hero, they might have something on their mind, a plan that they can execute in the late game.
Whoa! Divergent play. Rins and Skylar looking for Veldora. Edok though receives a lot of damage. Flickers out. Vincent! Killer instinct again. Vincent secures the kill in the mid lane. There's Nolan. Way of Dragon though will be committed on towards the lead. Darren flickers out. Multiple infos already. No flicker for Redok, and as well as Dyron now in the mid lane. No, in the top lane, the inner will fall.
Man, I'm curious to see the statistics on how many gold Skylar has right now, because in terms of XP, he's not far behind or keeping up with Shadera. That's leading the game.
Yeah, that's a pull. Dyron, good spacing.
There's a lot of damage coming in from Chidera as well, so RRQ, I wonder what the idea is. They want to try and find damage reduction items? Do they actually want to get the physical defense? Because it can work both ways for the Suyo and the Beatrix. The gold is still static at 4K, but RRQ now with the Lord in the picture, is it still too early? Do they still think they have to kind of wait it out?
Yep. Diversion will be committed. They sent Skylar and Dyron to the bottom side. Ooh. Geek fam, they're not aware of this. Bottom side inner should be their target. RQ trying to buy their time.
Ooh. They might want to place this one knowing that Skylar is on the bottom side, but I don't know if this is... I feel like this is too much of a sacrifice for the first Lord, especially against Natan.
Interesting. RRQ, I guess they really felt like, no, it's not time yet. We can't really risk it. So they just go for the trades. The patience play coming in from RRQ. Despite the hot-blooded first game they had right there, they're maintaining their composure. But with a BOD for Vincent, man's doing a ton of damage right here. RRQ, especially with Dyron and Edok, trying to abuse the regeneration built into the hero's kit. You might find it difficult when Vincent can just execute them just like that. But looking at the gold, Skylar so close to the Holy Crystal, man. He's ahead in gold, somehow, some way. Same thing for the Nolan.
Told you, man. This man is a menace. This man is a monster. The best gold laner in ID. Single random shot towards Dyron doesn't really mean anything. Now, Geek Fam, with this Lord, what will they do? What's gonna be the job here?
Oh, boy! Flicker away of Dragon! And Edok will use the flicker. Both Roamer uses their flicker there. But I mean, technically, Arashi Skylar has yet to be picked off. You watch Adera picked off twice already.
No, wait, hang on a second. Is RRQ planning on doing a Geek Fam to Geek Fam?
Yeah, I mean, turret defense.
Man, a bit shameless, isn't it? Nah, just kidding.
I mean, if it works, it works. Oh, Edok and Skylar.
Yeah, Purify pops. Another round committed as well. That's info, valuable one. And that's RQ. Seems like they're going to use their diversion here.
Oh, no.
He got spotted, I think.
Yeah, they will not commit the diversion play. Royce Kidal on the other side. Whew. Yeah, will just calmly get away.
Does it feel like the Geek Fam vs Fnatic on a game all over again? Because right now, 5.5k gold lead, but look at the map that RQ is owning right now. They are very confident just hanging out of the mid lane.
It's kind of crazy that the only difference is it's on the top side and the bottom side of the map. Due to the split push plays, RRQ actually is keeping up, kind of. Look at Beloyski though. We're looking for something, trying to deny this purple buff. Textbook play coming in, but ooh.
Seems like Geek Fam, they will deny the purple. RRQ, no purple buff, 44 seconds towards the second Lord, the enhanced one. Diversion committed towards the bottom side. And that is just that.
Look at Arashi, this diversion play can come in handy. It feels like it's such a Skylar thing to do, to break the base when all the Geek Fam members are clumped up at the Lord.
It's an interesting situation here. Usually, the attention is given to the other side of the map when the Lord is up, right? So you can get the prio advantage. And now they went over to the other side, to the Lord actually, and now the whole gang is rotating to the top side. Ethan will have the setup advantage, and they still have the threat of Beloyski, but Edok has shown that he's able to withstand a lot of that burst damage, and he has a flicker available. Let's see how this plays out, man. Beloyski, once more, has to be on the hunt.
Oh, it does seem like RQ does not mind losing a Lord or two here. They know they have Natan, and they rather keep Natan alive. Remember, 3 kills. Shutdown is already available if you took down Skylar.
Right now, the plan is just protect Mr. Shevchenko.
And they do have a lot of tools there. Raging Sandstorm, Earth Shatter as well. Technically, same thing that Geek Fam was doing, right? If you're in the base and no one can flank around, you know, are we gonna dive in towards all that crowd control, especially with the yin yang effect potentially triggering?
Bottom lane?
1v1 potentially. No one gets away. Mid baser Hard to once. Now he will fall surely. Argue they need to take care of this Lord. And it does seem like Geek Fam, they have not find the opening to open a fight just yet as well.
The key is just Beloski getting Skylar, which is just a tough thing to do at this point, man. Even on a flicker, he hasn't died even once. Never really in Beloski's vicinity. He's always evading all the engages coming in from Geek Fam, and now the Lord, or like the minion is coming.
Yep. Oh, Precarious of Dragon, that's a Purify, another realm. Breaking Sandstorm though, will not save his life. Now Tsutsukin looking for a kill, Chidera! Oh, not enough bullets to take him down just yet. With the conceal does not find anyone. That's just a 2-for-1. Rinse and Dyron being the casualty alongside Beloski. A Geek Fam successful engage.
Man, oh man. And the gap becomes even wider, but it's 9K. Doesn't matter at all for this guy. They can take this on. Do they want to actually do it right now?
Entropy to clear. That's a lot of damage with the Vengeance Bomb. That will be a boy finding the shutdown and the Mega. RRQ, they are still alive, but they lose Skylar for 30.
Wow, the pressure from Geek Fam here. They know how to defend their stronghold. They know how to crack open one as well. Getting the tower on the opposite side of the Lord, already a big win. Able to secure Skylar as well in that fight. Dyron, as you can see, goes straight for the Winter Crown. He knows he can't possibly be tanky enough. He wants to go in straight and then use that Winter Crown potentially to set up for the next fight. The big difference here, the massive one I think, is in the EXP and the mid lane. RRQ has been funneling all the gold to the carries. As you can see, they're still, competitive, especially Skylar. But at the same time, if Geek Fam can kind of pressure and zone him away, there's no damage from anywhere else at this point.
Looking for an engage. Wave Dragon. That is Renz. Now with the Loi, very low, he will be taken down the 5th time. That's your first team mid laner, folks. Down and out.
Was that a shade from Gani? By the way, Skylar, the builder Arashi, there's no Winter Crown, there's no Wind of Nature. He's going Glass Cannon on towards the Divine Glaive, it looks like.
Going Glass Cannon yet again. He knows that, with all the funneling done to him, he has a responsibility here, and he needs to deliver. Going straight for the Glass Cannon. At the very least, he has damage, man. Geek Fam definitely respected. They know how to play with the Natan. Now they're going straight for the Lord, though. RRQ might be too late.
The onward connects, but it seems like now Ida will lose his life. Immortality drops Tsujin.
Oh my God!
Read! A big brain! Baloy finds the connection. Raging Sandstorm finds 3, but the follow-up damage isn't enough.
Diversion
to buy time, but Dyron falls. Rinz is next on the menu, and Chidera is alive. Skylar finds the entropy, finds the shutdown as well. Can he clean up alongside Ito?
No way! Ain't no way!
But Skylar will fall. He finds the triple, but it will not be enough. And it seems like it's an ultimate wipeout as Geek Fam, the base is wide open. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game 3 with a 1-1.
Kingslayer for a reason. 100% a perfect win rate on Unatan, on Mr. Shafenko, on Skylar. Is broke.
Whoa, Divergent play. Rinz and Skylar looking for Veldora. Edop. Shutdown is already available if you took down Skylar right now.
And Storm, or Shadow as well. Technically, same thing that Geek Fam was doing, right? If you're in the base and no one can flank around, are we gonna dive in towards all that crowd control, especially with the yin yang effect potentially triggering?
Bottom lane?
1v1 potentially. No one gets away. Mid-baser, hard to once. Now he will fall surely. Argue they need to take care of this Lord. And it does seem like Geek Fam, they have not find the opening to open a fight just yet.
Tough thing to do at this point, man. Even on a flicker, he hasn't died even once. Never really in Beloski's vicinity. He's always evading all the engages coming in from Geek Fam, and now the Lord, or like the minion is coming.
Yep. Oh, Precarious of Dragon, that's a Purify, another realm. Breaking Sandstorm though, will not save his life. Now Tsutsukin looking for a kill, Chidera! Oh, not enough bullets to take him down just yet. With the conceal does not find anyone. That's just a 2-for-1. Rinse and Dyron being the casualty alongside Beloski. A Geek Fam.
It's 9K. Doesn't matter at all for this guy. They can take this on. Do they want to actually do it right now?
As the peak to clear. That will be a boy finding the shutdown and the mega. RRQ, they are still alive, but they lose Skylar for 30.
Their stronghold, they know how to crack open one as well. Getting the talent on the opposite side of the Lord already. Goes straight for the Winter Crown. He knows he can pop for the next fight. The big difference here, carries, as you can see, they're still, competitive, especially Skylar. But at the same time, if Geekfam can kind of pressure and zone him away, there's no damage from anywhere else at this point.
Looking for an engage. Wave Dragon. That is Renz. Now with the Loi, very low. He will be taken down the 5th time. That's your first team mid laner, folks. Down and out.
Was that a shade from Gani? By the way, Skylar, the build Arashi, there's no Winter Crown, there's no Wind of Nature. He's going Glass Cannon on towards the Divine Glaive, it looks like.
Going Glass Cannon yet again. He knows that, with all the funneling done to him, he has a responsibility here, and he needs to deliver. Going straight for the Glass Cannon. At the very least, he has damage, man. Geekfam definitely respect it. They know how to play with the Natan. Now they're going straight for the Lord, though. RRQ might be too late.
The onward connects, but it seems like now Edok will lose his life. Immortality drops Sitsujin. Oh my God! Read! A big brain! Baloy finds the connection. Raging Santos finds 3, but the follow-up damage isn't enough. Diversion to buy time, but Dyron falls. Rins is next on the menu, and Chidera is alive. Skylar finds the entropy, finds the shutdown as well. Can he clean up alongside Edok? No way! Ain't no way! But Skylar will fall. He finds the triple, but it will not be enough. Wide open. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game 3.
Yeah.
But I think for this game is hats off for Baloy because it's not just BBB, but now Baloy have the eye of the tiger.
Yeah. Honestly, it was not only the eye of the tiger, but the eye to get the way of the dragons that were just pivotal. I mean, crucial kick in the last second of the game against Sutsujin was just spectacular.
A couple of us kind of, underestimated his Cho.
Yeah.
But he proved us wrong, especially in game number 2, and that's why he deserves the player of the game presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S14 FE. Koyus, could you restate what you mentioned to us? You had that personal conversation with Beloyski about this show.
Okay, so back in the AWC, I think I have a lot of talks with Baloy, and once I asked him that why Cho is not on your hero's pool, he said that I'm not feeling really confident using Cho because I realized that maybe my mechanic is not that too high, but he used it on this MPL season 14 playoff.
Yeah, and he uses it very confidently. I mean, he's able to really just shadow his laners to cover them up and then open up the bushes and then become that zoning menace that RRQ is really, really scared of. I mean, Rince went 0-5, and what is the personal beef of Beloyski against Edith players? I mean, the Edok was kicked consistently back-to-back with Where the Dragon, and then that last kick of the game against Sutsujin was also insane. I feel like he had vision on Sutsujin, but he just, with full confidence, forward to the bush and then kicked Sutsujin backwards. It was so immense. This play right here.
Oh, he got a vision. He got a vision.
He got a vision.
Yeah. Once Sutsujin go into the bush, that's why he had the eye of the tiger.
Eye of the tiger.
But even if he had the vision, that was very quick reflexes.
That was quick reflex, yeah. Not only quick reflex, but also to pull that movement perfectly was so hard. And then Skylar went for a Hail Mary play in the last second. He almost got the wipeout against the 3 players, but
Bro.
I mean, it's against the Tamas, bro.
Skylar had flicker.
Did he hold on to it?
But he's not using it, I think, because he already know even if he used the flicker, maybe he cannot escape.
He's dead
from that mass stuff.
Interesting. Sky, flicker, and even his ult?
He used his ult forward, right?
Oh, yeah.
To entropy forward. So he entropied forward towards the backline of Geekfam, and then he was able to get Vincent at first, and that was a very important kill. But then there goes Beloy, there goes Veldora, with the Thomas and the CC from the show.
I have deja vu with the moment from Lemon using Mia.
Oh
It's
my
similar.
god.
That's
It's
similar.
similar.
In the same location as well.
I remember that as well.
Lemon Mia.
Legendary.
Like that.
Legendary.
But,
But
yeah,
17
now
17
minutes and the Sky Piercer is success on
Yeah.
Kadira. I think it's really useful on this game because they have the map control, they have the tempo to make RRQ really bad on this game.
I have a question though, because we've seen a few Beatrixes, actually a lot of Beatrixes in the playoffs, but Chidera's build is very unique, right? He goes, depending on the situation, I think in game number 1 he went Fury Hammer, Sky Piercer, and then BOD, and then Malefic Roar, and then etc. etc. There was even a DHS for Chidera, and I think he had the Hunter Strike too.
Yeah.
But that a DHS is something that we don't really see. No, Sky Piercer as well. What's the difference between Chidera's Beatrix and the usual Beatrixes that we see?
DHS is based on the HP of the opponent, right? And if we see from the draft from RQ, they have Khalid, they have Edith, who have a lot of HP.
Yeah.
That's why DHS is really important, but using the Hunter Strike, it can add more the movement speed and of course the penetration.
We saw a glimpse of it when CW was playing the Beatrix yesterday. CW, no. Anyways, when it came into the late game, he sold his items and he swapped into a DPS type of build. He went for the Golden Staff, even the Corrosion Sight, and then he went for the DHS, which is very effective against HP percentage heroes because you want to shut them down slowly but surely. Compared to the burst damage where you are always going to bank on a Renner's ability to connect, you always will try to get, you know, the burst damage going with the Wesker. But with Nibiru, you can't really do that because you really need the DPS and the attack speed to shred down at the tankers.
So it also depends on the particular gold laner's playstyle too.
That's true, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Why did he go for Malefic Roar first this time, though, for Chidera? He went Malefic Roar first and then BOD.
Again,
I think it's for the penetration.
Penetration.
Of course. Yeah, he really needs it because if he wants to like use the Renner's apathy, especially he hits the frontliner, at least the damage will be high.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 games done and dusted. Now we're on to 3. 1 game away of match points. Who's gonna get it first? That's the ultimate question. And another question I had is, oh, who's that? Who's behind you?
who? That Chico?
It's Mr. Chico.
Chico!
Chico!
I wonder what he's saying.
Ex-coach from RBL, now he's on the
Niners.
GP Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In MPL Malaysia.
Sadly, we can't talk to him.
Yeah.
Chico,
I
if you
miss
hear
him.
me, wave
So
your hand.
sad.
It's not waving. He wants to talk with the Indonesian desk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chico, please, answer me.
Answer me though.
What?
Suyo, Let Go by RRQ. Was that worth it?
No, it's not. They have to ban it now because that's the only fighter that Vincent can play, aside from the Alpha. It gives him so much access to untapped powers. You saw the Minute Retribution from the Soul Sever. That was actually well executed by Vincent, and it is the hero that he really plays into his own comfort zone. So it also enables Geek Famnet to open up their horizons. And I feel like that's what we talked as well with Colius, was the fact that Cascute sometimes he likes to let comfortable picks go.
Because he's still on the upper bracket and he still can try some of the strategy. It's better try now before they go to the lower bracket or even on the upper bracket grand final.
The
That does
matchup,
make sense.
yeah, I think the matchup of Suyo and Nolan is actually like a very textbook matchup. You know, again, like the only thing you need to do as a Nolan is to mirror the movements of the Suyo and etc. Like King Kong played in Onyx PH, in MPL PH. But then again, you don't have that much prior when it comes to become the guy who can always deal DPS while being tanky at the same time. And that is what Suyo really offers to you. And I feel like compared to Alpha, I feel like Alpha still is better than picking up Nolan against the Suyo.
And they had that option, right? Did they have that
It was
option?
banned out.
They have that
In the second
yeah,
phase.
Yeah.
I think it was a ban.
It was
Alpha-
banned out in
Yeah,
the second
on the
phase.
second
yeah.
phase. They
So-
have that option. That's why I think for Nolan, there might be one to play the mirroring games because Nolan have a lot of mobilities using the Gorge, but yeah, they failed to execute the plan.
Yeah, we saw it, right? RRQ was out and they tried to ban Tigreal. They banned Tigreal, and as a response, Geek Fam straight away banned out the Alpha because the Tigreal will really disrupt the Alpha when it comes to the Spear of Alphas and the execution. So they knew, Geek Fam knew from the drafts that We don't want to let the alpha go.
So in order to facilitate the Suyo not being let open, do you think that RRQ should stay in first pick or second pick?
Well, I mean, it depends, right? If they really want to play something that they have really prioritized, then, you know, first pick is still fine. But again, second pick, you can still always ban the Suyo as well. So, but then you risk of letting the Zeusin go, right? But the question is, if you can really beat out Vincent, who, of course, I'm not saying this, but most of the people out there, they're saying that Vincent is the weak link of Geek Fam, right? So if you can just beat him to a pulp and ban out his Suyo, that's like 4v5.
Already. A huge disadvantage for Geek Fam. Do you agree with this?
Of course. I totally agree with this. That's why I think the battle plan is really important for them, especially for RRQ right now. They already know that the Suyo power spike on Vincent, that's how Vincent played. Now, are they gonna let Suyo lose, or they're gonna thinking about another strategy? Because I think Suyo is not that OP like Chip.
Yeah.
Because Chip is really broken, but Suyo, I think we already seen on the MPLPH Grand Final, right? There's always contest between Suyo, Nolan, and Alpha. That's why, for letting Suyo lose, there's some of the strategy that can make your team win.
So I wonder why we haven't figured it out yet. It's so interesting.
It's like the Da Vinci Code.
Maybe because the players' mechanic is different, the pilot is different, or even the play style is different between the Indonesian team and the Philippines team. That's why it's really hard to counter Suyo in Indonesia.
Yeah, you can't really force them to play something that they don't like, right? And I feel like comfortability still is going to be number one when you want to draft. Sure, you can follow the patch, follow the meta, but when you're not comfortable in playing that hero, I feel like there's really no reason to force it out.
Speaking of forcing things out in comfortable heroes, a boy was on his Faramis.
Ah.
And I feel like a boy was also a big factor as to how Geek Fam were able to, win that second game.
Yeah, that was the question,
Really
right?
clutch, man.
I mean, Tsujin really picked the Nolan, but when he wanted to go for the burst damage, the Netherrealm was there to save him.
So we talked about a boy. We've talked about Vincent and Suyo.
Baloy.
Okay, let's go back to the Beloy pick. So he did okay in game number 1. In game number 2, he performed. And he was able to get the player of the game, rather. So the question is, alongside the headline, do you think it warrants a respect ban?
No, I don't think so.
I think putting a leash on Baloy's Cho, it's very expensive. Except it's for the second banning phase.
Yeah,
Maybe
second
RRQ
phase.
can think about it, but on the first banning phase, it's really expensive. I think there's a lot of powerful heroes than Cho.
Imagine, right? Imagine.
Okay, let's imagine.
Imagine if RRQ bans the Cho,
Ricky Benzacho.
but lets the Hellcurt go.
I actually want to see somebody not ban the Hellcurt because I want to see if Geek Fam actually pick it up.
Yeah, that's the question. Because, it has been a very long time since we've seen Baloyski with the Hellcurt, right? Surely he gets rusty if he doesn't really play that hero that much as often in the stage. So, we can try to find a round. If it really smashes you, then maybe you should ban it. But if it doesn't, then,
So Keskut, you want to try that out? I mean, you tried to let go the Suyo.
Yeah, that's cute.
Maybe
Let's go.
ban the Suyo, leave open the Hellcurt?
Because this is best of 5, right? You still have another game, but I don't think that it worth the risk.
You're right. You don't want Geek to win 2 times in a row.
No.
We saw what happened last time against
Team
Fnatic
won't be
Onyx.
free, right?
Oh my god.
This is the same scenario, right? Fnatic Onyx won first game. Geek Fam came back. Oh, was it Geek
No.
Onyx 2-0 already?
2-0.
It's always back to back.
2-0. That's a full reverse sweep, so still hurts, but hey.
Wow. I still can't believe Fnatic Onyx not in the playoffs. It's so weird.
Yeah,
It's so eerie.
it is weird, but at least it's for the better. For the betterment of the league, I guess. I mean, it's more competitive now. You got young bloods playing. You got a lot of people jumping in joy. You got Miracle going around crazily, bullying me. Fnatic Onyx out now, but wow.
And yeah, I think all the teams on MPL ID are improving every day.
Yeah, they're improving.
That's why Fnatic Onyx, maybe it's not their season for this time, but We don't know about the future.
Did you see the interview though? After they lost that match? Yeb and Kyrie, they said,
Heartbreaking. Oh yeah, I saw that. So they said, Yeb said, "Thank you, Indonesia." Kyrie said, "Thank you, Onyx."
I wonder what that means.
I think it's more of a tribute to how Indonesia and Onyx has been treating them. So
And there's a tribute to Skylar
Hey.
on
Ooh, the
screen.
first 200
First 200 kills.
congratulations.
He broke a record.
Yeah. Oh, this asset actually popped up in the Bigatron against Team Liquid game, where Skylar was 199 kills, right? 1 kill away from 200, and now he has 211, which means he was able to rack up 12 kills in this game, in this match so far.
But the first breaker was Eman.
Come on.
Yeah.
And so Skylar caught
Skylar,
up.
He's playing on the first match.
Skylar just followed suit.
So let's see if RQ can follow suit with the victory that GeekFam were able to get for themselves in game number 2. So how can RQ come back for game number 3? 42% limit Beloy's pick off heroes, 39% respect Suyo, and 19% play objective composition. So it looks like the audience think that Beloy's hero, aka the Cho, was the #1 problem. Do we agree with this? I personally don't agree. I think it's still the Suyo.
I totally don't agree because I think it's not like. Yeah, Bala is good using Cho, but it's not extraordinary. That's why I think the second option still more logical. It's like respect Suyo if they don't have that answer to counter the Suyo.
Yeah. To a certain degree, I do agree with that because Beloy is like, it's just different from others. This guy has the magnitude to just be so good with the pick-off heroes, his unconventional heroes, in which it always warrants a ban, I guess, against him, especially when he has that X factor that could just be game-changing. I mean, that kick against Sutsujin was game-changing as well, right? The pick-offs as well. So, to a certain point, I do agree, but to fully ban out the Cho, I don't think it's effective for RQ.
Look,
Yeah, that's
Let's
a good
say-
moment.
let's
but
say-
how about the others?
Let's say that Cho got the kick,
Ah,
but they weren't able to get that snowball. Do you think that that would have still been a game-changing play?
Of course, it's gonna be different story.
it's a different story.
Exactly, which is why I think Cho wasn't the problem.
That's true. And Cho is also so heavy in terms of execution. I mean, so far Beloy's case has been very smooth. Do you see how he kicks and flickers away that fast? I feel like the execution has been very on point, but consistency sometimes, can just turn off.
Yeah. With this kind of issue, I think there is high stakes if he miss the mechanics. And it will be dangerous for GeekFam.
And we saw those mistakes in game number 1.
Uh-huh.
But luckily for Geek, they were able to kind of rectify that in game number 2. But what about game number 3? Let's take a look at the drag team phase, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. RRQ have reverted back to first pick, so they're on blue side now. Helkert, Hylos, and the Phobius, exact same bands from RQ in game number 1. Geek go for the Jushin, the Suyo, as well as the Chip. That means the Matilda is now left open.
That's right. Matilda as the prior first pick for Araki Hoshi. With Matilda, I think he can combo it with the other fighter heroes. Like we already see, the Alpha is good. And Nolan and Zogain.
Oh, Nolan Cho again. They still have confidence. They still have confidence in the eyes of Beloyski for the show. But for the Nolan, we saw what happened game number 1. Vincent was struggling to get his retributions in. He was not really snowballing with the Nolan, so this now raises a question on his performance. How will he do in this series or in this game number 3 now, considering the fact that he doesn't have his hands on the Suyo?
Yep, is it gonna be another Nathan? Ooh, and yeah, they steal the Faramis. Now Riz is using Faramis, so it's gonna be a prolonged team fight.
This is a big combo from a long time ago. Matilda Faramis.
Yeah,
Kill the Faramis.
Oh, and the Alpha.
just go in and out. I mean, juggling around the team fights will be the name of the game for RRQ, but GeekFam respond quickly with the Valentina to have that Nether Realm stolen away from them as well.
and they can stall the Circling Eagle too.
Circling Eagle as well.
Mhm,
Spear of
zoning out the
Alpha as
enemies.
well. Yeah, so I feel like ultimate-wise, it is pretty worth it to have the Valentina picked up. And Aboy is also a very apt Valentina player, so I feel like it works with him as well.
And Harriet is still open. I think if Geek don't ban Harriet, it might be a good option for RIQ Hoshi if they want to use Harriet on the gold page.
Or Natan. I think Natan also serves a pretty good purpose here. It is set up for him as well. He has the setter in Alpha. He also has that second life from Paramis and that safety net in the Guiding Wind by Mathilda.
And honestly, I would go for Purify at this point.
Yeah.
Right? The Natan is actually quite safe pick because you at least still have the entropy to act as a like oh no, I gotta get out of this situation. No, but RQ actually ban out the Natan. instead.
Yeah, because Nathan is out of their option, I think, because look, Gigvam have Cho, Gigvam has Nolan. Both of them can go to the back line and aim for the Nathans. Start from the early game. That's why it's a very risky move if RQ wants to play with Nathan. But it's different story if they want to pick Harriet. Harriet is a very sustainable hero on the early phase.
Yeah, that's true. He bullies the laner. He also has that Synchrovision shield and Chrono Dash shield as well. So that's going to be the difference between Natan and Harriet. For Geek Fam, they ban out the Arlen.
But Chadera can steal the Harriet first because they are on the second pick.
Then try play weak side RQ pick up Moskov, I think.
That's true, yeah. They could pick up the Moskov to play that weak side and just transition into a late game monster later on as the game progresses.
Because essentially you already have the Alpha, Faramis, and the Matilda. I would consider that mid-prio.
Oh, they ban it out, yeah, that's true. Totally used again. Reading it out, the Harith banned out because this is perfectly set up for him.
Okay, another Beatrix for Chadera. And yeah, we already seen how nasty the combo with the Cho on the second game. But the last two heroes is for Skylar and for Dyran. What kind of heroes that will be like fit for them, because Dyran needs to be a sustainable heroes, needs to be like the initiator heroes. They lack of CC right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe the Moskov to be a safe pick at Claude as well. But they will go for the Irithel.
Wow!
Yes! This is actually picked up by Kabuki in MPL ID Season 13, if I'm not mistaken. It was up against a Beatrix as well. And Kabuki picked up the Irithel. It was a long time ago, but the Irithel got bullied hard.
And like on top of that, Irithel is Chadera's signature pick.
Yes.
He's what? I honestly don't understand the Irithel.
It's like picking the puppet against the puppet master.
Exactly.
But here it is, because Irithel can move while attacking while moving.
Which is great against something like a 1-1.
And it's great. Realize it's good against the Nolan.
Yeah.
Because when Nolan wants to chasing the Irithel, he can keep attacking the Irithel.
Yeah.
And now the Khalid as well, on top of everything. Good dive against Irithel.
Yeah. And also the old combo of Mathilda Barats. That was also very nasty to deny Ling of the purple buff. Now it's going to have that role as to deny the purple buff of the Nolan, but it's just different because it is stationed in the XP lane. So we have to see how they want to synergize that Mathilda Barats for Ramis combo.
But the tools are so limited still for RQ.
But
What
I
do they
think
have?
it's more solid on this game. So RK gonna win.
Tools for Barats has a I'll eat you and spit you out. But Geek has the Cho, the Valentina, the Khalid. Okay, you know what? You've been right before. We'll throw it over to the casters once again for game number 3.
Geek Fam retaliated in game number 2, and Cascade deep in his back like the fries at the bottom. Bringing out some unorthodox pick here in game number 3. A battle for top 3 between the King Slayers and the King of Kings.
Land of Dawn, here we go. Who will?
Wait,
Whoa. Cascute. Is this the right pick? Dyran got solo killed, and he even spent his flicker.
I don't think that's his fault.
He got chased down by Vodora and Beloyski. They kind of predicted that the Barats going to be used to kind of assist with the jungle clear for the Alpha as well. Man, not ideal for RRQ, but we'll see what the Trickster has cooked up. in the gold lane, though. Skylar having a lot of pressure, but having a lot of backup there. Boy, doing a ton of damage.
Yeah, just some trades down bottom, helping out the gold laner this time around. I can say for sure that Chadera is actually on the losing lane, on the weak lane, so there's gonna be a lot of emphasis towards the gold lane for Geek Fam.
See though, it seems like they are rotating towards that side.
Yeah, the emblems like Endicott, common basic emblem for Darwin there. Tenacity and agility, just being a frontliner technically. Even Rince respecting the damage potential, going with the tenacity as well. Of course, in the bottom lane, Skylar vying for lane dominance with the Master Assassin, but both running assassin emblems. Chidera thinks it's gonna go late with the Master Assassin, with the weapon mastery as well.
You know, Rashi Poloski, game number 1 was great. Game number 2 was even better. But now the challenge becomes even harder. But looks like Chidera's gonna go down here. No, Flicker.
Oof, close one. Yeah, Beloyski still is absolutely dangerous.
Uh-oh.
Vincent.
Vincent finds an angle. Skylar, no sprints. Will he be able to escape? The answer is no. Good setup there. And now in the mid lane, they're trying to buy time. Sutsujin will try to find the turtle. It seems like with the retribution, he will be able to.
So, Rashi, a gold laner for an objective, what do you think?
Considering the circumstances, I feel like RRQ really want to make use of this Irithel pick. You've seen how bad it could be when your gold laner really gets shut down. So, I feel like it's still decent, it's still even, but I think Geek Fam feel like they won out there, right? They're able to actually shut down Skylar, technically, get Chidera rolling, and this is the aggressive mindset Chidera we've been talking about. Man, look at this. Oh,
that could go onto it. Still that's a knock up now. Skylar will fall for the second time. Geek Fam silencing RRQ fans early game.
Am I seeing Poloski? Is this Kiboyski? Is this Yawiski?
this is my boy. Patience. Even Veldora already in the picture here. Edok, he has the ultimate, the circling eagle. Might be forced to use it a lot earlier though.
Oh man.
He's gonna hold the wave.
Let's see, he is trying to hold on to the wave. Now Renz, the shift of focus, never round popped. Beloyski will not be able to find it, but Skylar again, deleted third time. Now Daytona's welcome Flicker to next. The nether round, try to buy time for the members of Geek Fam. Vincent being the castle.
Oh my God!
Was caught again. One by one they try, but one by one they fall. And the boy secures another kill on towards the Dino.
What are we seeing right now? In a span of 40 seconds, Skylar died 3 times. This is unheard of.
He got soloed there by Veldora just diving in. The fact that Veldora was able to use the roam advantage, the passive, to just get there so much faster, man. It was essentially a 5v5. And RRQ, because they use all their spells on the individuals, not in a full-on combo fashion, not onto multiple members, he's one able to come out on top in that fight.
Finally, another error from Beloyski there. Could have gotten a kill towards Vincent, but hey, never mind. Sometimes you're a fart smeller, you're a smart fella, Beloyski.
What?
You're a smart fella or fart smeller?
Fart smeller. Well, Suchi now has the War Axe, so he has more sustain, but the issue of Beloyski is setting up all of these plays hasn't really gone away. Despite having the big, bad frontliner Dairon there, RRQ are losing out in initiative. They can't really get to the position in time.
Beloyski looking for an engage. He is just trying to poke Edok. Oh, Edok is actually back to an okay amount of HP with the shielding as well. RRQ reclaiming the turtle lord. Iron canceled. Oh, that's a cancel of that way of dragon. Sutsujin claims the turtle. Oh, it's an all-out. Oh my God! Chidera finds the kill. Sutsujin, fam, they want more. Beloyski though will fall shortly. Rin secures it. Chidera re-hitting. He wants Sutsujin. He finds a triple. Looking for the maniac. Rin shuts him down. Rin finds a double, but Skylar finds an extra gold in that kill with Vincent. That's all she wrote. Geek Fam finds a favorable trade.
An all-out dogfight in this mid-game. And it looks like from the economy-wise, RQ was on top at the time.
Oh. Quicksand guard to the rescue. Skylar, no sprint. That should be in Veldora's mind.
Oh, don't go for it.
Yep, he wants another engage, this time with the circling eagle, though, Veldora. Oh, my goodness, the bait! He's a master in baiting, and Chidera collects the double. Beloyski might want more, but Rins has enough space to back away.
What's up with this Wesker and Beatrix player in this playoff, man? Usually we rarely see this weapon being picked up at all. Meanwhile, Chidera, oh, finally, surely.
Careful, Spear of Alpha, true damage, he finds the solo.
Man, that's still an early game, technically an early game Beatrix. 7-2-1 already, by the way. This is a very high action game. With the Wesker play coming in, RRQ. They have a lot of fighters and they're trying to actually push the aggression onto Chidera, but he is just willing to take the fight.
As you said earlier, Gani, a weapon for a disciplined team is chaos, and so far, 18 kills in a span of 6 minutes. That's 3 kills per minute. That is just absolute chaos. Chaos at its peak.
Programmed for this.
And even if you look at the goal difference, it's actually shrunk a little bit. RRQ got the turtle, and they kind of got almost an equal trade. Oh, look at this, though, Baloyski again.
Yep, Daytona's welcome. Triggered, stunned up. The damage will not be enough to take him down just yet, though. The last turtle will be their main agenda, but no one is actually in the bottom side of that map. Is Geek Fam trying to distract? Circling Eagle committed, gathering info. Darren being the front line. Geek Fam, no point in contesting.
Oh, position. Okay, interesting. Oh, Sujin got the jungle cap there as well. The Nolan's gonna be pushed on the bottom side. Gonna be a turret advantage. No, it doesn't fall.
Now Vincent now isolated, actually. I don't think he will survive this time, Skylar. Funneling the gold to Skylar. Iron flickers out. Now let's see Circling Eagle committed alongside a Flying Dino. Let's see a boy looking to reposition. Geek Fam, very, very intelligent. Disengaged with RQ. They're pushing the pace.
Slowly but surely, the King of King is taking control of the community. And what's gonna be the answer here? Because this combo, Irashi, it's very popular in Season 11. You cannot let go of Mathilda and Paramis in the same composition.
Mathilda, Faramis, and on top of that, Skylar, that's been so pressured by Geek Fam again and again. Now he's on an Irithel. He is just so mobile.
Circling Eagle, yet another commitment. Chidera, good spacing. Vincent and Sutsujin, both junglers in the mid lane. Both junglers backing away.
Different harder job for Baloyski at this point to purifies for the mid and the roamer of RRQ. The main target is going to be Skylar, but at the end of the day, you still have to disengage. You still have the extra life that the Nether Realm is going to give you. So what is going to be the plan for Baloyski? Does he want to bait out some of the resources first, then go in? Even then, that might be too much for Mr. PPP.
Ooh, Chidera going straight for the turret right here. There's rotation coming from RRQ, but Geek Fam are set up in the jungle.
Good sniffs. Oh my goodness! The position from Veldora. But now he is actually exposed. Forced to use the flicker! That's the Spear of Alpha connecting on towards Waloyski. Now, Geek Fam, it's a 4v5 as a ward. It will be up soon.
It is unfair. They're playing 5-man, the Ube style that RRQ is giving right now. They're just clumping up as a 5, and there's absolutely no way someone can. Oh, Veldora!
Oh! Initiation. Quicksand Guard will not help his life. RRQ again punishing the mistakes, punishing the small movements of Geek Fam. Now Vincent finds the Dino, but then again, Eagle in tank, he doesn't care. Now Geek Fam positioning, looking for Vincent. Oh my goodness. Take a look at the angle. Vincent is able to get out, but now Sutsujin finds Chidera. Another round triggered. Silence flicker. Geek Fam, is this the right move? It seems like they will be able to hold on as RRQ. They have more control on the Lord. Geek Fam looking to deal damage by time as Veldora is entering the fight as well. Tyron receives a lot of damage. Chidera secures it. Now, the table has turned. Sujin finds Baloy, but the Lord is still up. Now Skylar jumping in with the spread! Skylar secures the kill, but Nolan finds the Lord.
Finally, Vincent, the hope of Geek Fam at this point, gave them a Lord. It is a first-tier Lord, so it's not going to do much. In fact, they might actually lose something here in the mid lane.
The tower going down. Even the purple buff secured by Geek Fam. Oh, Vincent not feeling confident enough to go and push the tower on the top side. But man, RRQ, it was a bloody fight right there. But the mobility allowed them to just come out on top. But that was showing again that Geek Fam, despite the lack of big combos, they can still go toe-to-toe against RRQ.
We need a reset. Geek Fam seems like they're taking this Lord push rather slow.
Vincent is away from the group. They're playing 4-1 right now, which I think surely that Geek Fam doesn't want to do anything against RQ in a team fight, man, because just what's the plan when you're 5v5ing RRQ?
I mean, right now, the plan is just to make sure that Skylar doesn't really get jumped on.
Uh-oh.
The raging sandstorm from Vildora has been devastating, but he gets spotted.
Now, Valdora, he has the Wilderness Blessing, so with that and the Khalid passive, he is able to just walk in and out shamelessly.
Now the bottom lane is going to be the target for Geek Fam. Looks like they will get it, so huge value here, especially with the Holy Shield on the top lane for RRQ is already popping up. It's already popping off. Now, the economy, Rashi, it's kind of swinging towards Geek Fam by now, and the map pressure that they have currently is going to do wonders for this Cho. Yes, it's a Cho.
Oh, even gold, but 8-3-1 on Chadera. The thing is, if RRQ can find him the same way they did in the previous fight, even with the Netherrealm, there's still not enough HP for him to actually be effective. And by the same token, you know, if Chadera can get off a lot of his big ultimates before he gets caught within that Netherrealm, within that dive coming in from RRQ, it can still be useful even if he gets taken out. In theory here, RRQ wants to wait for the neutral objective and force Geek Fam into a 5v5. But we saw earlier, you know, the retribution isn't guaranteed. And if the Lord falls in the hands of Geek Fam, they can use the Lord as like a split push tool, but look at this chase!
Now they want to engage on towards Beloyski here. Take a look at Beloyski with the flicker way of dragon. That's a questionable move, and he will get punished. Baron secures it, and Beloy is that a small brain Beloy playing. Let's see here, Geek Fam. Will they? Or will RRQ exploit more?
No, it's a big turn below. Connie, you don't understand. He needs to get to 7 death for his power spike to actually came through.
Oh wow, Skylar went for the great Dragon Spear before the Windtalker there, prioritizing movement speed over DPS. Now once again, look at the aggression from RRQ, just popping ultimates left and right. The gold is dead even, but look at Vincent.
Oh, he needs Skylar. He has it. Now you see Vincent, and now you don't. Skylar, killer instinct.
My man Vincent, that is not it, bro. That is not it. You shouldn't just walk up there naively in that bush, in that Kumar bush.
Where did he go, man? Was it 3 hits from Skylar? And he just disappears. Chidera now has the Wind of Nature, so he has some more outplay potential, going still for the ability-based build, I believe. Having a BOD, if I'm mistaken, if my eyes don't deceive me. So there's still some danger here for RRQ. They have to make sure they don't clump up too easily and allow Geek Fam to get a 3-man Jeet Kune Do, or, you know, get terrified with multiple members by a boy. But with the Lord here, they can really force Geek Fam to respond, to really oblige them in a 5v5 or lose multiple turrets.
They might get a lot of things here, especially this is second tier Lord. They can do a lot of things, especially with the passive of the Lord. It's about to crash down in a minute. Looks like Ifam cannot stop that.
Chidera still has the flicker, so he is technically safer. RQ looking for the siege, finds base turret number 1 in the bottom side of the map. Lord taken care of, but all the inners will fall. RQ, they can pursue more, but it seems like they are not too greedy at this point. And that is, I feel, the wiser move.
It looks like from the Lord's positioning, that turret is going to be very, very crucial for Geek Fam. It is such a shame that they actually lose it in that occasion.
I think it's no coincidence that RRQ went for that particular turret in particular. I mean, the Lord was there as well, but I feel like if the Lord was on the bottom side, if the next Lord was on the bottom side, they would have gone for the turret on the top side instead. Looking at the items though, these frontliners from RRQ getting tankier and tankier, particularly Darwin and Sutsujin, they're investing a lot of gold into defenses here, understanding that Geek Fam, all they have is that massive pickoff potential. If they don't get a pickoff or a big moment from that, the longer chase game really favors RRQ. Even if Geek Fam disengage, the Mathilda allows them to chase so far deep.
Even if they got a perfect pickoff on towards the perfect target, there's gonna be multiple layers that Geek Fam needs to peel, man. It's just way too hard at this point. I feel like right now they're, gambling the fact that RQ might make a mistake, and that is where Geek Fam will try to pounce if they play it pretty much disciplinedly, it is super hard. But welcome to the stream, Arashi. You want the honor?
Deaden from Bogor. Clay, he is known for as in the Land of Dawn. MPLD Extremer here, presented by our Coffee Good Day, showing us how is his reaction here. This guy used to be the mid laner for RRQ, for those of you who are not aware. And there he goes. That's the reaction.
Playing it cool. Just the way he likes it. Okay. Oh, I just realized it. What happened? Oh, thank you so much, MPL. But now, back to the game.
Sigma.
The next objective game in the Lord. Geek Fam needs to pull off an absolute miracle for this to work.
Let's see RQ have the control of that river. Oh, Daytona's welcome. Trigger Veloicity. Pushed it down. 5v4. Bavora looking for an opening, but Tadera.
Oh my God!
That's gonna be the shutdown. Sutsujin still claims the Lord, but it's gonna be Vincent taken. Oh my goodness. Sutsujin isolated. Tadera, a boy, will find the kill, and that will be Geek Fam responding.
Vincent made a great play there, isolating, or Skylar itself is isolated, and he actually pounced on that. There's no heals, there's no covers at all, but right now, RRQ actually got the Lord. Vincent missed on the retreat just a tad bit. Can they actually make something out of this window, Geek Fam?
Keegan actually went for the base towers right there, so they have not been able to clear the Lord just yet. But that is exactly what Geevan have to do. They can't really win in the front to back, but when they can get Veldora and Vincent onto Skylar like that, that is the window that they require. The top side is left alone right here. It might actually fall to these minions of Geek Fam.
So Suchin is there, the minions is there. It looks like RRQ timed that perfectly. Now, about 800 gold lead from Geek Fam. The gold at this point, even though it's favoring towards Geek Fam, I feel like the winning condition, once again for Geek Fam Arashi, is much harder to execute it, especially when you see that item being bought by Skylar.
Yeah, whoa, hang on a minute. Seeing good rotations from RRQ right here, going into the jungles once more. Just trying to find something. But yes, RRQ is a team that adapts. So they've already kind of shown their card once. The double flank from Veldora and Vincent. Now RRQ will be the wiser. The next time there's going to be a fight in the Lord Pit, you can expect a lot of scouting happening in all the bushes. But look at this. Geek Fam locked into the tower. Rinse though. Whew.
Face checking. He knows he's a Faramis.
Purify down though.
Purify is down. And technically, worst case, if he falls, he still has the passive.
And Voloisky's on 5 deaths now, Rashi, so 2 more. And we're gonna see the real big brain Voloisky.
The 7 death buff is definitely a real thing at this point. It's canon. But for RRQ, they're playing it just slow and surely, but Voloisky.
Oh, that's a kick spent. Triple buff for RRQ. They're still in the jungles of Geek Fam.
Bit of a desperate move right there. You wouldn't expect Voloisky to go for a play like that, because even if he does get the pickoff, what can they do with it? Same thing with the play for Vincent there. Does he really think he's going to one-shot Edok?
No, I
They
think
just kind of pressure and try and find vision, try and find control for their carries to move out of the base and farm. But we are slowly approaching that the point, the threshold in the game where the gold advantage won't really mean much, except for maybe a couple of item swaps. And for that, you're going to need a lot more gold than usual.
Yeah, I think at that time, Voloisky was trying to just burn down the Purify from Edok. If that actually happened, unfortunately it didn't. Now, Lord's gonna come up, the third Lord of the game. Or the fourth Lord, actually. Pull the trigger onto it. He's got this one.
Yeah, Jet Kuno was dodged with the Daytona's welcome flicker. Voloisky now. Oh, take a look at the mid lane. Skylar repositioning. That's a ball by the Faramis. Voloisky loses immortality and around pops as well. Vincent looking for the execution. Does not find the angle. Tara is in trouble. And he will fall regardless of the wind of nature. RRQ. They are not to be messed with.
My goodness gracious. That Khalid ult was... Is there a Khalid? No. Was that...
You wanna know what that was? That was all Dyron, dude. He was caught. He was 1v4. He caught the Daytona's welcome, stared them dead in the eyes, munched on Voloisky, and flickered over the wall to turn things around and make that setup valuable for RRQ. Geek Fam did not expect that at all. Yeah. Now with the Lord, is this the end angle? Geek Fam, the masters of defense, the castle defenders.
No Natan though, so it's a bit harder right now. Chitera is still 10 seconds away. The Lord is about to march up in a second, but the wave has already been used by RRQ. Do they want to pull it right now?
Seeing Geek Fam, they are in the base. Base turret number 3 will fall. Geek Fam still trying to recollect themselves. Managed to clear the mid and top. Aaron actually pops. The Daytona's walk alongside the winner's round. Eldora in the backside will not survive. The Lord is still 80% HP. Geek Fam, can they defend RRQ for match points? Ladies and gentlemen, Ren's backside. RRQ has done it. They have secured the points, and they are at match point.
The mentality of the Kings, they didn't falter when the advantage was towards the fams. And right now, they are one win away to a step closer to the promised land in Malaysia. Rex Recum Keon takes game number 3.
What a performance there. Geek Fam once again showing that they are here to stay, that they are here to fight. But RRQ just found a way here to deal with Beloyski. That throw that was so menacing was still menacing in the early game. Towards the late game, they were just confused, man. The frontliners, they outplays individually even from both teams. What a match here we have in playoff season 14.
Geek Fam once was in this situation, down 2-1 against the King of Kings, but they managed to make a comeback. So it was a 3-2 when Marky came in to save Geek Fam. I don't know if there's gonna be a sub here, but they need to find something, an adjustment for them to actually pull this off. It was just way too hard. The wind conditions, the game highlight by the new application GoPay, maximize kicks, miss initiations, solid execution from Skylar takes RRQ to match point.
And you're seeing moments like this that again and again, Dyron, quote unquote, caught out of position, turning it around. What a guy.
What a guy. What a dude.
What a dude. What a man.
And what a journey he's been through, right? A lot of people are saying that, where's Tyron? He's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be number 1 EXP laner choice for RRQ. And here it is. The wish is granted by Paape that's in the building right now, possibly seeing his team to top 3. Our panelists will take it away in a second.
Thank you once again, casters, for game number 3. And what a performance by RRQ. Once again, Collies, you called it.
Yeah, because we already see that Geek Fam have a solid game on the early game.
Yeah.
But on the mid to late game, I think a lot of misinitiation from them until RRQ can seize the moment, make the Skylar as the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
The damage from Skylar is too huge for Vincent.
I didn't see the Irithel vision,
The Irithel though.
but man, it did work in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Collius also said the synergies of the Matilda and Irithel, you know, you get that passive stack when you hitchhike with the Guiding Wind. But I want to give my appreciations to Dyron. Dyron was insane. I feel like this guy was the main stopping force that is canceling all of the initiations by Beloyski. Because in game number 2, Beloyski was having that freedom of engagement because there wasn't really someone that was, you know, CC free. But with the Barats, I feel like with the Daytona's Welcome, it does buy a lot of time. As you saw in that one moment in mid lane where Dyron was just popping the Daytona's Welcome, he chomped Beloyski inside of him, and he had that CC, anti-CC. He had that control over the initiation. So yeah, this guy, I think he deserves the MVP.
Does he deserve first team?
First team, yes.
First team, okay.
First team XP laner.
So that's the player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S14 FE. Now, Collies, do you have something to add onto that?
Yeah, I think the Daytona's Welcome is always on point. It will stop anyone at the the perfect momentum. So that's why it makes the space for the other teammates and it can help to seize the objective. That's why Dyran is the MVP for this game.
By the way, Barats, we talked about it before the playoffs begun. We had that little powwow, right, when we were talking about it. The potential EXP laners that can be utilized. And when we brought up the Barats, that wasn't a pick that we thought could have worked.
For RQ.
Yeah,
For everyone in
for
general.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's losing, Bronx is losing its grace in the jungle, and now in the XP, it isn't really a prio pick as well. But you can see how, significant the Daytona's welcome is because of the anti-CC that it's able to bring to just mess up all the engages coming in from Geek Fam, because they had a lot of tools. They had the Raging Sandstorm, like that one. They also had the Cho, where the Dragon. So I feel like the Barats is just a disruptor to control the team fights.
Don't forget he's got a solo kill on the early game
Yeah.
by the opponents, but now he's the MVP because I think the decision, it can be the sandbag in the front line, and especially with helps of the Nether Realm, it makes Barat very sustainable.
Yeah. The Nether Realm was also very clutch.
And this moment, is using the Winter Crown? Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at how he was just walking in so freely into the tier 3 turret of Geek Fam and even tanking the damages before they were able to advance towards the crystal. So yeah, RRQ with Dyran. With that pick, I feel like that was so good.
I think after this game, the Barats will gain a lot of weight because he eat a lot.
That's
Wow.
true. Wow.
That's
a fatherly joke.
that was a dad joke.
Dad joke.
That was
Okay,
dad
I'm a
joke.
father.
Yeah, you are a
Yeah.
father, right? So
We can tell.
we can say that.
Okay. But for the items, I think the Skylar is using the Hasclaw, the Great Dragon Spear, Berserker Fury, Wind Talker, so it can help the passive from Irithel to gain more energy. And especially with hitchhiking the Guiding Wind.
Yeah. That is just unthinkable. I mean, RQ Hoshi, they knew. I mean, Irithel is usually picked against the Beatrix. Like what I said before, Kabuki was able to pick it up, but this time I feel like they had so much layers into just playing behind the Irithel, because the Irithel, again, benefits from the Guiding Wind, and then you have that front line in Dyran and also other players, so that was just the icing on the cake for RRQ.
And I keep forgetting, it's always Skylar that pulls out these weird heroes,
Mm.
right? I mean, last season he pulled up
Layla?
Layla,
Yeah,
Roger.
right?
Roger
Those
Goldblum.
weren't like normal at the time.
Yeah.
Layla still isn't normal.
It's normal if you have a lot of bodyguards for Layla and don't have any dive-in heroes. But yeah, for the gold distribution, I think for the turret itself, he got 97 gold. So that's why he's always aiming for the turret on the early games.
Did he win the lane against the Khalid? The
No,
Barats? I think he lost,
it
right?
did
He was
not.
weak
He did
side.
not. Yeah. The Barats the Barats doesn't have prio up top, and it was very hard for him to match up the Khalid because the Khalid has sustain again with the quicksand guard, and then you have that engaging tool. But for Dyran, it's more of a sandbaggy approach, I would say. Like, okay, you lose in lane, but then the team fights, you are going to be a pivotal piece
Yep.
of
Because
the team fight.
winning the lane against on Barat's lane is not that expensive.
Yeah.
The purpose is different, but look at the goal difference over time.
Feels bad.
It's go snorkeling, then climbing up the mountain, and
Feels
go diving again.
bad. Feels
To the
bad for
moon.
Geek.
Yeah, because they were winning it on the
Early game.
grades,
Early to middle game.
They had their moments. Even Vincent, oh my goodness, Mr. Vincent.
Ooh, yeah.
Sweet. I mean, he got the solo kill, or rather the assassination towards Skylar in the backline. He also was able to get the Lord in that last second. And this time, his retribution was hitting. But I don't know what it is about RRQ Hoshi, but they're able to just be on top again.
That's why from yesterday's performance, if Vincent is a student, I think he will get A+,
A+.
for doing his homework.
Yeah, I really do want to give like our flowers over to Vincent. We've been very critical of him for the past 2 days, but that's because we know the potential that he actually has,
Yeah.
and he is finally progressing towards that potential. Understanding that
Only one night.
they did lose this game, and yes, it was an overnight thing. So I don't know what happened backstage. Was it like a mentality thing that maybe Bloisky could hype up or it was from him himself, you know, him stepping up.
Yeah, he stepped
But yeah,
up
I hope
huge.
all of the players keep improving because after this they're gonna meet the M series, right? The M6. If we want like Indonesian getting back the trophy that we got back in the M1, they need to improve.
EVOS, right?
Ting ting ting, but it's rusty now.
It's rusty. EVOS.
That was how many years ago was M1? Oh,
6.
6 years ago.
20 what? 2017?
Because now it's M6, right?
Yeah, you're right. It feels kind of sad. Oh, you're right. Every year, it feels kind of sad that we're clinging on to something that was 6 years ago.
Come on.
It's okay. It's a piece of national history.
Okay.
It's a monumental moment.
So it is
for us.
put on the museum, you mean?
Well, I mean, we all would remember it if it was in the museum, yeah.
You know, I don't think even if it wasn't in the museum, we'd still remember it. Like Evo's fans bring it up every second
Because we have only one.
and every opportunity they have.
Exactly. So, I mean, they have the pride. They have that pride, of course, of winning the coveted M1 or M series. It's been like 5 years since we have an Indonesian champion. So I do hope that towards M6 we have a contender because I want that trophy back home.
Me too. Just how satisfying would it be after all this? All the ups and downs, all the drama, you know, with MPLMY now stepping up to us not even being considered as a top 4 region.
Yeah.
It would feel good. So let's hope. We'll go back to this. I think we're flying a little too high here. But match point.
Yes.
Match point. And Goliath's prediction was a 3-1 for RRQ. And we're heading towards that direction. I feel like when Geek Fam don't get their hands on... I know this is very simple. I know there's more layers to it. But I still think Suyo is very important for Geek Fam. If
Yeah.
they can continue to deny that pick, I think it will be a lot easier for RRQ to go the full wave.
Because now we can say that Gigvam win because they have Suyo on the game number 2.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see on the game number 4.
I
If
agree.
the Suyo is getting banned again, what kind of heroes that Gigfam will use, or can Big Gigfam really bring to the game number 5 and like having the title of the Kingslayer?
Did we see Vincent pull out the alpha this series? We did not, right?
No,
Not
Nolan,
yet.
Yeah,
Nolan
it
and
was
Suyo.
Nolan and Suyo.
Yeah.
And game number 1, his Nolan was underwhelming. Game number 2, his Suyo was fantastic. Game number 3, his Nolan was
It was okay.
it was okay. It was decent.
It was better than game 1.
Better than game 1.
Better than
Better than great.
what's better than great?
Excellent.
No, I think it's
M6.
greater.
M5.
Greater.
M4?
What-
M4,
What's
M4.
the tagline for M6? Put out there.
Better than great.
Dare
Yeah,
to be
M5.
great, and then better to be great.
Better than
Better than
great.
great. M5.
M6, the
M6.
greatest.
The greatest.
Greatest.
The
I
greatest.
agree.
So no more excuse.
Yeah.
Great assist.
If
for M7.
Wait, if M6 is the greatest, does that mean we don't have M7?
Greatest of all time.
Oh, GOAT. The GOAT.
Right?
Well, we're dozing off. That's fine. We have our fantasies, we have our dreams of seeing our beloved teams backstage to get up there. And, of course, get the trophy, but it's still far-fetched. We still have a lot of matches to go as well for the teams. But now then, back to Geek Fam. They have to fix their drafts again, I feel like. But that Irithal pick was so out of pocket, right?
It was. So before we get into the next game of the series, we're gonna throw it over to Budeklara Mongstar. I think she's up on stage. No, she might be outside in the festival. Let's see.
Outside.
Mungkin kita sama-sama dulu Kingdom, mana suaranya? Geek Fam Unity. Woohoo! Semuanya luar biasa. Bareng-bareng. MPL Festival. Emang di sini ramai banget pastinya ya untuk menyaksikan pertarungan-pertarungan yang begitu luar biasa. Balas membalas sudah dilakukan, tapi memang ya kalau di MPL Festival itu banyak banget keseruannya karena di sini free entry. Jadi semuanya yang ada di Bandung ataupun dimanapun nggak punya tiket nggak perlu takut, kumpul aja langsung di MPL Festival.
Betul sekali Bude, dan selain free entry di sini dan pastinya banyak keseruan di booth activity-nya. Di sini juga ada watch party di mana teman-teman semua pastinya bisa langsung nonton bareng secara gratis rame-ramean seru-seruan di playoff.
Betul banget, ditambah lagi tempat ini adalah tempat sakral karena tim pemenang setelah wawancara bersama Bude di dalam biasanya kan ke sini meet and greet bersama para player pemenang. Jadi kira-kira siapa nih yang nanti bakal ke sini?
Apakah RRQ? Ataukah Geek Fam?
Solid ya di sini ya. Di sini solid banget, udah pada lagi nanti-nanti ini. Siapa yang bakal hadir di sini dari tim pemenang? Karena ini benar-benar kita ngelihat tadi 3 game aja balas-membalas, Alisa.
Betul sekali, ini panas banget ya. Kita menantikan di game selanjutnya apakah 2-2 ataukah 3-1. Kita...
Barudak berapa? Sabraha?
Satu cenah pede. Tilu hiji cenah ya. Meni pede pisan, kita percaya mungkin akan menjadi luck untuk tim terbaik. Tapi ngomongin soal game sebelumnya nih Bude, ngomongin soal heroes yang dipakai sama tim-tim kesayangan kita, itu unik-unik banget ya Bude.
Betul, kita ngelihat bahwa ada Iritel dari Skylar. Muncul tiba-tiba di line up down. Ditambah lagi ada Chow dari Baloiski yang memberikan kejutan pick off serem juga ya.
Wow, pastinya semakin seru dan menegangkan dan pastinya sengit juga ya. Karena kita bisa lihat gamenya begitu seru dengan skor 2-1 dan kita nggak tahu apa yang akan terjadi di next game. Jadi pasti kita berharap yang terbaik ya Bude.
Benar banget. Selain kita melihat pertarungan yang begitu mendebarkan Dakdik, Duxer, tim RRQ dan juga Geek Fam, nggak boleh lupa histori dari kedua tim ini sama-sama ingin untuk melupakan masa lalu. Mereka ingin move on karena dari tim RRQ sih dari season 11 ini momen yang dinantikan, mereka ingin break the curse. Mereka ingin mendapatkan kemenangan pertama mereka setelah berseason-season di babak playoff. Satu match yang mereka nantikan untuk mendapatkan kemenangan. Sedangkan dari Geek Fam, di season ini mereka belum menang melawan tim RRQ.
Oh, menarik sekali. Dan mari kita lihat apakah akan memecahkan rekor untuk mengalahkan RRQ. Atau RRQ lah yang berangkat dari upper bracket dan menjadi juara dalam match kali ini. Langsung saja kita lebar ke panelis ini dia, silakan.
MPL Festival!
The energy at the venue is still at an all-time high for the next game. Fourth game of this best of 5 series. You know, Kolios, what time is it now?
It's 8:20.
Wow.
Yo, my Samsung phone can do that as well.
Oh, really?
2020.
Wow.
You
Make a wish.
come on. I mean, please. When you use your watch, you have to do like this motion. Me, no. I just press this button and there you go.
I don't have one, so like...
Yeah.
I have it, but
This is mine. You know what? Look at this.
shame on me.
It's mine.
It's mine. Where's yours?
It's mine.
My team's still in the playoffs.
I love Sap. What?
What?
Woo! How many MPLs does your team have?
And yet you still again we're doing the same thing. Oh, but
I love the banner.
we live for it. But back again, game numero 4. How do you think, guys, especially you guys, you know, at home, in the audience, how do you guys think Geek can force a game number 5? We'll see the results, 54%. Discipline in the late game. What? Avoid small mistakes. And time for Beloy's cheese picks. Do you agree with the 54%?
For discipline in the late game, I think they try to be disciplined.
Yeah.
But remember, RQ have paramis. That's why it can make you miscalculate the initiation when you want to start it. But I'm more prefer to like a time for Balois cheese pick. Because I think they have another cards on their pocket.
I mean, I think it's kind of flawed when you say that you have to be disciplined on the late game, because the way I see it is that RRQ has prio to the Lord. And if they do get the Lord, it's going to be a hard-based defense for Geek Fam, because they don't have the Natan like they did, the privileges of that they lavish
High ground defense,
against Fnatic Onyx, right? So that high ground defense would be very hard, so you can't really... Yes, you have to be aware, you have to be cautious, but you can't really just be sitting ducks in the base. You gotta contest it as well, like how Vincent showed us.
Remember for the football when Chelsea is using the parking bus strategy?
Park the bus.
Yeah, park the bus.
Do you know what it
yeah.
means?
No,
You should watch football.
I have to watch every Arsenal game. Don't.
They
make
have-
it like-
Goni, come on, bro.
No, don't
That's a
say things
losing
like
team.
that.
That's like watching. Never mind. I want to say something, but I will, because I will get in trouble. But the way you put it, when you park the bus, is
Okay.
basically you play defensively. All of your players in the back line, and that is maybe what the viewers encourage to Geek Fam, is the fact that they have to park the bus, but you can't do that against an Irithal, against a Barat, against a Faramis that has that, you know, engaged potential and prior to the Lord as well. They can tread on the Lord, and Geek Fam, they have to kind of pounce back on it.
Plus good siege.
You know?
Plus good siege
Yeah, good siege as well.
from RQ. So yeah,
That's true.
they couldn't just wait in the base like they did when they had the Eve and the Natan. You know, it makes sense. I agree. And I'm gonna go for a crazy opinion here. And I'm gonna do Polius. It's time for a Beloyski cheese pick on. You know,
What cheese pick though? What
Yeah.
cheese
go
pick?
big or go home.
What cheese pick?
Like I said yesterday, go for Saber.
Saber.
Let's go, Saber. We want Saber. This
Wait.
is
We
the
want
only
Saber
time
from
that I will
Moai.
agree.
You know what? Even if you lose this game, Geek, please. You eliminated Fnatic Onyx already, and you still have a second life in the lower bracket. So why don't you just pull out the Saber? I mean, it'll be very nice, right? That's sweet.
We'll see. We're getting in the drafting phase now for game number 4, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. And so far, the pattern is the team with blue side wins the game.
Now RQ host is on the blue side, so Geek Fam choose to be on the red side. Maybe they have a strategy or surprise pick during the 5th pick.
Zeus is left open.
Zeus and
Oh,
Pan.
never
banned.
mind, my bad. Zeus is banned, but Matilda is left open, so I think there won't be a mistake, or rather, it won't hurt for RQ to pick the Matilda again, and they will do just that. Edoc gets the prio now with Matilda.
And now for Geek Fam, if they want to use Alpha,
Alpha.
it is the time. But
Alpha.
another Cho and
Nolan
Nolan.
again.
Wow.
What's the premise behind this pick? I don't really get it.
With
Like-
Cho, I think they want to stop Sojin during the objective contest. But Nolan on Vincent, yeah, he's improving from yesterday, but I don't see it's an on-point Nolan.
Third time's the charm, maybe?
Oh my god.
It's the exact same pick. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is.
Are we still on the game 3?
It feels like a repeat of game number 3.
Is there a bug?
I mean, if you take a look at the draft pick recap,
Valentina.
Alpha is
man.
repicked, Paramus is repicked, Matilda is repicked.
Oh.
Boy, this
Oh, that's
time.
a change.
That's
Yep.
a change. Okay, at least with this, I can get along with it because the Luo Yi provides to you a flank angle that the Cho wouldn't otherwise have. When you have to open up your body to the pushes, at least now the Luo Yi will enable Cho in Beloyski to get the pickoffs he wants, to get the kicks, the way the dragon that might go into the backline of RRQ. But the problem is, how will they fare against the Faramis when the Faramis has that extra life?
Yep. And don't forget, if Luoyi didn't get the map control in the game,
Yeah.
he cannot use the diversion freely.
You need map control.
You
But
need the map
remember,
control.
this is Beloyski, right? I mean, his calls, you know, when he's backed into a corner, that's when the Beloyski brain usually works. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't count out the Luo Yi just yet, even if they're behind, just for that reason.
I do agree. I mean, Below he's gonna get creative with the angles and all that, but again, they have to be able to pick something good here. Nathan is banned out, so there is no high ground defense when you talk about it. The Cho, the Nolan, the Luo Yi is not as good if you want to defend again the base, but they go for the Beatrix. It's almost a repeat of game number 4, but this time around they pick up the Luo Yi instead of the Valentina and the Beatrix again in the gold lane.
But now, looking at the Skylar, Hero, and Dyran again, it's still the same with the game number 3. I think, Irrital against Luo Yi. It's gonna be dangerous because the range is not too far. When the duality is connected to Irrital, it's gonna be disaster, yeah.
I do see an angle where they go again with the Irrital. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the Irrital, I think, goes well again. So this scenario.
Oh,
Yeah, they will go for this
it's
exact
the same draft.
the exact same draft by RRQ.
Now for the
Win.
XP lane.
That's audience. That's
I'm the
you know what I
priestess
was
of
about to
primal
say.
lightning.
What?
The
What is it?
hunter of
What?
all the evil gods.
I think we've
Audacity.
seen this before on the regular season.
Wait, Audacity?
attitude and audacity.
Ah. Okay. Well, let's see how will they execute it, because I think now Geek Fam, they have the preemptive to play against the Barats. They saw what happened to them in game number 4.
Yeah.
This time, surely they have to be able to find a way to counter this Barats. With the Edict, well, it's not really heavy counter, but
Wait.
we'll see.
So this is a Cho flex into the EXP lane?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's why we're gonna see on this game.
Wait, I think it's Cho Rome, no?
I think so. It's still on Belay. That's why 3-1
Yeah,
for RQ.
Yeah, it's still on Beloy.
Edith EXP, okay. All right, 3-1. RQ, what about you, Faiz?
If you want to go the whole mile, let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, match point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's throw it over to our casters.
Global legends.
It's 2-1 for the King of Kings in the regular season. They were unbeaten against the so-called Kingslayers, and right now they're one step away to the final stage of the upper brackets. What is going to happen? Will Geek Fam be able to force out a game 5? Let's see in the land of Dawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, this potentially is the last game. Let's see. Seems like Ren's already. Yeah, needs help there with a guiding win early on. No spells triggered though from both sides.
The Luo Yi definitely is a very strong presence in the early game, especially in the hands of someone as experienced as a boy. Look at that damage, man. With the Inspire Wilderness Blessing, it's all about the rotations, as always. But once again, in the gold lane, it's going to be a difference there. Weapon Mastery for Chidera. Still kind of match up in the scaling department. But now, with Veldora being on the Edith, not the Khalid, less dive pressure, less dive presence. But, ooh, this is an interesting concept, man. They have to kind of match the RRQ front to back, technically. And even Susujin, he's going for the Fury, actually, in the emblems. More attack speed. You know, despite Alpha usually being a more ability-based type of hero.
Yeah, this is new tech from Susujin. I guess it's Susujin, man, one of the best junglers in Indonesia. So there has to be some kind of theory that he's trying to execute here. Meanwhile, Blowski, whoa,
Zaworski in the midst of it all, forced to use that flicker. It seems like both teams trying to restabilize, but also assert dominance here in that river side.
oh, Rashi. Skylar, I thought he was going to go Purify this time, but still on the sprint as always, despite Veldora this time on a catch hero.
All right, turtle attempt though. Dyran!
Oh, the Heron actually bursted down. Tractor committed flicker. Daytona welcome now.
Oh!
Flames the turtle. Veloisky will be the trade. It seems like Geek Fam. They look for that fight, but RQ denies it.
I don't know about that.
Dyran receives a lot of damage. This might be a mistake, but Veldora finds the trade. He will fall, but he will take Dyran with him.
What's your take on that flicker play, Rashi? It burns the flicker, but you get one on a 1v4.
Which flicker play? There's multiple flickers burnt out. From Veldora? I mean, I feel like it's not really as worth it, honestly. But, you know, maybe he just wants to assert that dominance, right? Get into the heads of RRQ to respect the potential for Veldora to pull off something crazy like that. And looking at the combo hero strat, almost 80% for this Alpha Mathilda. Oh, look at that.
Circle Eagle gathering info. That's about it.
Really good for RRQ, though. But Baloyski just persistent, man. Susujin now, technically with the more attack speed, he can kind of farm faster here. Just trying to clear one camp. Oh man, ooh, there you go. Litho taken by RRQ. They're doing a lot better here, mitigating the surprise maneuvers from Geek Fam. But remember, the diversions haven't really struck just yet. We'll have to see whether or not Geek Fam can really catch RRQ off guard. And that's the real tell on how this game is going to go.
That's definitely what they're trying to hope right now. Vincent just takes some camps away, his own camp actually. But interestingly enough, against Fnatic Onyx, the old man, never mind, gonna watch out for a little bit here.
Yeah, Vincent is above one level. Geek Fam, they need to reposition diversion just to provide support, but they will not go more and fight. Onwards, onwards, Dyron. This might be a good setup. Dyron, though, Flicker's on cooldown, so this might be the right call. Dyron bursted down by Vincent.
A bit too far there, overextending, taking the wave, almost inhibited their tower for Geek Fam. But right now, Baloyski might have to go to get trigger.
It's a way of Dragon, but the guiding wind, calm and composed. RRQ, they want to fight now. As Geek Fam, they are eyeing on that turtle. Can RRQ respond? Alpha is in a bit of a distance onward. Will trigger that Nether Realm. Geek Fam winning on all cylinders as of now.
Oh man, the side that you don't really see in the playoffs so far. Vincent taking both of the first totals in the first 4 minutes.
Definitely a different look. But Geek Fam playing a lot more decisively. That's a great showing here. And a boy. Ooh, staying in the bush. Oh, Skylar still gets the gold buff though. Man, that last hitting prowess is so good from Skylar. At Geek Fam, with that decisiveness, they're able to actually catch Dyron. They're actually able to force out that turtle take before RRQ can kind of set up. And that's what they need to do. If RRQ can get comfortable and set up properly, we've seen how the front of it can go. Looking at some of the items here, Hasclaws completed for Skylar, so a lot of sustain, a lot of staying power to stay in the lane, even if he gets low. But look at this, Veldora.
That's the onward. Edok will force to use that circling eagle. And he will reposition, but we have Dragon actually connects out towards Sutsujin. Oh, the guiding win again. So clutch, Edok.
Edok, the savior of Sutsujin, and right now they're trying to siege on towards the top turret, knowing that it's gonna be a 4v4. I think Geek Fam will just back off.
Ooh, especially with the backup coming in from RRQ. Knowing that a lot of the ultimates are down, he's going straight back to it. And man, the sustainability of RRQ is a bit underrated as well. Rins can heal from the passive, Skylar can lifesteal now, and Sutsujin has the ability lifesteal as well. So technically, all that combined with the Matilda means that unless Geek Fam get a full all-in, RRQ can really come out on top by default.
You know, they're already secured that Blade of Despair, so the next turtle fight is gonna be much more of a bloodbath here for Geek Fam. Definitely has to watch out for that, and Baloyski right now is invading the jungles of Sutsujin.
Oh, the Jonas welcome, connecting on towards one. Now that's the stun, but the damage is not enough. Oh, what? Yes, oh my goodness. Sphere of Alpha to save the day.
Oh, Skylar.
Now circling eagle, Sir Tadera will fall. Now that's a pull on towards Veldora. Baloyski next on the topping block. RRQ repositioning Veldora very low. Boy deals enough damage to burst a boy down, and that's a perfect turtle. A boy claims a double, and RRQ, it looked good for them in a minute, but our Geek Fam, they respond.
It really does, but Edok's gonna get picked off by Vincent as he secured the Malefic Roar this time. What was that? RQ had all the tools in the world to not throw that to Fadarashi.
Just a bit too aggressive there, and I mean, there's no reason to re-engage after really getting into the position. We just talked about the sustained advantage, but look at Rins.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Aware of the position of Vincent, and he's able to get out from that, but he will not be able to defend the top tier turret.
Man, it was like this before in game number 3, but Geek Fam kind of threw it all away, and it makes sense with this kind of composition. It's gonna do well for RQ in the late game, but I want to talk about this Luoyi also, Rashi, because this is the hero that really made it hard for a boy to use the Faramis, and now he's actually the one using it against RRQ.
Ooh, Sutsujin gonna get caught though before he address that point, Shevin.
Oh, with the help of that diversion, they were able to set up the perfect gank. Geek Fam, intelligent play, big brain Baloy, probably call that shot.
So good, but now RRQ zoning away Geek Fam from their own turret. going for the mid one immediately. A great response.
Very intelligent response. It's a back-to-back big brain play from both teams.
Yeah, it's a trade for bottom tier turret and also mid tier turret. So it's gonna be a W for RIQ in the end.
But every single tower taken by Geek Fam is still gonna be a bit valuable. But Beloyski again so deep alone. Is it too far?
Nothing is too far for Beloy.
Oof, man. All right, let's see how this is gonna play out, man. Because Skylar so far hasn't really been threatened, but slowly but surely, Geek Fam is accumulating quite the gold lead. Especially now with the Lord in the picture, it's gonna be a lot easier for Geek Fam to predict where RRQ is going to be. So RRQ, they gotta play some mind games or do a lot of preemptive scouting behind them, just in case, man. With the Queen's Wings available, I think Suzujin might be able to go in, make it a very close contest, but he's 2 levels down.
Vincent won the first 3. Can he make it 4 at this time? This boy getting zoned out by some of the members of RIQ. Vincent will try to go into the vicinity.
RQ, it seems like they have more control. But Geek Fam, how do they respond? Wave Dragon in the backside. It's actually Skylar free hitting Chidera in Beer's fashion. But it seems like Daytona's welcome on towards Vincent. And Skylar does his job. Beldora next on the chopping block as a boy flickers out of the way. But Skylar, he is out for blood. RRQ, not too greedy as they took down 2.
Man, oh man, Skylar just chasing some of the members away from Geek Fam. They're trying to get away. This Irithel pick has been paying off. And it's looking like what a trump card for RRQ at this point.
The Irithel that was just out of the meta for so long, out of nowhere just comes in clutch, especially against his composition. Somehow, some way it works. Because for RRQ, what they require isn't more damage, isn't more snowball potential, it's just mobility to get away from Beloyski.
Oh, we got a game back here by a new application. Gopay Edok becomes the only Matilda player with a 100% win rate, 6 picks after Rudy and Key suffered defeats in today's matches. So, you know, carrying the torch here, the rookie, the first team all MPL in the roaming area for RRQ. And who's surprised? The audience prediction by Gopay, 93% for RRQ.
Well, I'm looking at the topside tower, man. It might fall. No, it's just 1 hit away. So close. I don't know if that's planned out by RRQ. Concealed though.
Yep, looking for 1. That's Daytona's welcome, but the Rare Dragon is still will connect. Now it's gonna be Chidera in the midst of it all, flickering out. Sitsujin, he wants Chidera with their out to buy time. Skylar again finds the execution. Veldora will not be able to sustain as Skylar finds the connection.
No way.
Okay.
Oh no, they know. They know.
Rin spots him. That's Vincent very low. Oh no, RRQ. They will win again. Vincent running for the hills. Rins and Edok tag teaming, and Vincent goes down.
And once again, it's a deja vu of the game before. 1.1k gold lead for RRQ. They came back, they climbed back from the disadvantageous position in the early game.
Oh boy, that really could have gone really far south for RRQ. The fact that the flankers was a boy and Vincent, that was ideal, but man, it was just that close. RRQ didn't bite, didn't move into the danger zone. Now they're gonna be moving around, trying to go for the siege potential. And with Skylar on the Irithel, it's not the best sieging tool, but it's still gonna allow them to just push properly, right? Have a good amount of range and safety still. So if you're Beloyski, you gotta be having a headache right now. There's a chance that Geek Fam can once again go for a diversion play, but that has yet to be seen, man. Especially with how RRQ are just so aware of the possibilities.
By the way, this is Geek Fam. Even though there's no Nathan, this team has been pulling off some of impossible defenses in playoffs so far against Onyx. And this Luo Yi, man, the high ground potential is nothing to just brush around.
I mean, the Luo Yi right now with the 41 as well. That's a diversion though. Where's it going?
Oh, Sitsujin spot.
Oh no,
Dragon, but not enough damage. My guy, this guy's facing. But they're isolated. Primal Wrath will do nothing. RRQ, they're reading Geek Fam like a book, and they are the geeks.
I mean, Sutsujin, what a response there, what a reaction time, but they don't want to let go for it just yet. He can still pulls the trigger.
Oh, that's the angle. That's a Skylar angle. A boy gets taken out the first time, and Beloy, he will just fall as well. RRQ, is this the winning play? Will this play bring them to the upper bracket finals?
Everything just went south for Geek at this point ever since they made some mistakes. Once again, it's a perfect copy of what happened in the game before.
With the pick so similar, it's only a matter of time before the same things kind of happen. The diversion play, though, that was really the great tool that Geekfam thought was gonna allow them to really make these crazy plays, these massive plays happen. They traded the surprise potential for the team fighting potential with the Netherrealm steal of the Valentina, and it's not working in their favor, man. The reaction time from RRQ. Sutsujin, if he was taken out there, it could be almost a guaranteed Lord. But that is not the case right here. And oh, Voloisky!
Oh my goodness, Maloyski deleted Skylar. Unstoppable, my goodness, RRQ, how do you stop this team?
And now the biggest threat towards Skylar is gone. This is a free real estate for RRQ.
Lord, this is the first one. It will not charge. But RRQ, they don't care. They move onwards. Whoa, Eldora and a boy trying to clear the Lord and the wave. Skylar, monster kill. Vincent trying to find an angle. He shuts him down. But Renz in the no man's land gets taken down. That's Sutsujin with the Spear of Alpha Lord. 50% HP. Can they defend? Now it's all up to Widow. Ladies and gentlemen, RRQ, they are going to the upper bracket finals.
What a season so far for RRQ. The expectations from the fans, from every MLB enthusiast.